Oh, you know what? I think I decided after this series, I'm going to take the White Sox to win the AL. How you feel about that? You frozen? Oh, I forgot. You think I'm mushing the White Sox.
I'm going to cuck chair chat.
It's like I don't think we. I bet the under and faded Messi with Krabs. This is fucked.
What makes a finger blast a reversed finger blast?
How about I just show you? I went like this on my comforter. I was pointing down. I'm going to gift you a sub right now. It's $5.99. I'm going to pay it. I did it from the Book It Twitch. So Book It just paid for it. Are you standing or sitting? You want me to comment on it? I'll comment on fucking everything. I'll comment on the glare and the TV in the background.
I fucking hate hardos, dude. I hate hardo. All the fucking people in your comments about the lattes, and they're so fucking cool because they drink black coffee and fucking IPAs. Oh my god.
There's an echo.
I want to die in GTA. How did you know there was an echo?
You didn't hear the echo?
No.
I don't hear it now.
Saying it's gone, but then you're gonna bring Greg up, and it's not gonna be here.
Here's the real challenge.
I'll just let you do the show with Greg. Honestly, this might be my 2 weeks notice.
Moment of truth.
What's up?
What's up?
I'm too
Fuck!
close. Oh.
Fuck. We're so fucked.
Is it just me that's echoing?
But it's not your fault, Greg. It's
Yeah.
StreamYard.
It's StreamYard was doing this last time. When we bring a third multicam on, it's an echo.
We were getting a lot of shit, but then the same exact thing happened to the app.
I don't know what to do.
Do you hear it?
Of course I hear it.
Steak, you hear it?
Of course I hear it. Now let's see. I'll leave.
Greg?
Echo?
No.
Yeah, I still have an echo.
You have an echo?
You don't hear an echo? I absolutely have an echo.
No, I don't hear an echo now. You do hear an echo still, Steak?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't. Right now, I'm just telling you, Greg, I don't hear an echo.
I absolutely have an echo.
Yeah, I don't, which is fucking crazy. It's a StreamYard thing. Don't even waste your time. We literally spent almost an hour doing this, and it happened to the Yap too. Very frustrating. Very frustrating.
What if we just go on YouTube? I'm sure you guys went through all this yesterday. There's no point in me even saying anything.
It's a setting within StreamYard. Yeah. Hold on. Steak, come back up here for a second.
Yeah, I'm here.
Hold on. MJ audio settings echo cancellation.
In StreamYard?
Yeah. I turned mine off just now.
Okay. Settings. Audio.
Greg, do that too and see what happens. I thought echo cancellation had to be on, MJ. MJ is tech savvy.
Yeah.
On for Greg. We did that though, MJ. When Biev was on yesterday, his echo cancellation was clicked on. I thought.
Is that better?
No.
No.
Click.
At first, it sounded like it. The echoes just lag.
What if you and you have your AirPods in too, don't you, Greg, for audio? Did your child just shit themselves?
No.
If she did, there's going to be an echo. These last couple of days are my nightmare. Should we do a Twitter space?
Anything? God, that's getting worse.
Should we fire up a Twitter space? We don't have a lot. We can't waste an hour today.
No. All right. Yeah, let's fucking improvise. We'll do a Twitter space. Greg, you join the Twitter space. I'm going to keep the phone on speaker into the microphone, but we just can't get you on video. We can't have another video. We can't have a third.
You can have me on video, but you can't have. me on audio.
You're trying to do this with your while you're babysitting.
It's actually going well. As soon as I build this goddamn choo-choo train, it'll be fine.
Mute your mics and do Discord?
What?
I don't get what Hefe's saying.
Greg, do you need to go build the choo-choo train?
Potentially. It takes 5 seconds.
How about you do this? Go build the choo-choo train. Steak and I are going to try to see if we can still figure out, get no audio with you gone. And then I'm going to do a Twitter space. Join that. And I'll have it next to the mic. I have a phone stand. I'll have it next to the mic. So we'll all three be talking on the Twitter space, but just Steak and I will be on audio. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I can still be on video, just not audio.
Oh, yeah. Wait. Yeah, so stay muted? Yeah. All right. So you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What do you think about that idea?
I'm stressed out, man.
You need to relax a little bit. You're being a fucking bitch. We got a little adversity. Listen, imagine you're a pilot one time in your fucking life. We're flying through a thunderstorm. Land the plane. I need you to toughen up. I need you to act as tough as you fucking look. You think you got all those tattoos just to be stressed out because we have a StreamYard issue? God, you're being a Biev right now. Oh, I lost $500 from Joe Ryan. Oh, I can't fucking golf. Do the show.
That was a good pep talk. And now I have an echo.
What?
I have an echo, dude.
Hold on.
Hello. I have an echo.
Check. You do?
You should just do a Twitter space, dude. You gotta get the figured out. It's that simple. At least BTL won't be affected because they fucking film in the same room. Biev will never be able to stream again. Basically, it just fucks us and Biev.
It's not Twitch.
It's definitely not Twitch. It's 100% StreamYard.
Mm-hmm. I'm just surprised. I wonder if anybody has sent this issue in.
I think we should literally whip up a Twitter space right now, presented by Book It and Pick It, and just run it.
Do you still have an echo?
Yes.
All right. We should try to do this. We should try.
Okay.
Leave the studio and come back.
All right.
Greg?
I built a really nice train.
Do you still have an echo?
Yeah, I still have an echo.
All right. You're going to have to leave.
It actually sounds... No, it's there.
Yeah, you're going to have to leave.
Are you guys professionals?
It's not us, bitch. How many times I got to fucking tell you that?
I shouldn't poke you because I know this is just wildly frustrating.
Yeah, it is. And especially with two fucking big streams planned. We had BK and B for golf. We had you, all three of us for football 2 days in a row. And it's when StreamYard decides to be move your mic away from your computer speaker. I know, but MJ, that's
well, you're not echoing. I am.
You hear your own echo.
I mean, yeah, I hear it.
Do you guys hear it?
The chat absolutely hears it.
You don't know that. I don't hear it. Yeah. Okay. All right.
It is slight. Like is this unbearable, chat?
You have to mic inputs on your own system on the back end. I did. I put your headphones in yesterday, Waka. It didn't do anything. I have them. I'll show you.
They're blaming it all on you.
No, they're not.
The chat is.
The literally all the chat does is want to try to fucking kick me in the face. For everything. I'll tell you, the Goots is fucking 7-week vacation. Hold on. I'm just going to show them that this is not the issue. So speaker, audio. There we go. Check.
Well, Money Habits is saying helpful things, so I'm trying to read them.
Same way you're bringing up Greg's audio on the back and it's playing twice. You need to disable one of them, it sounds like.
There's not an echo now. Nope. There is.
Yeah, correct. Do you see, guys?
Hello.
I have an echo.
Yes, never mind. That's right. some of you should act like we spent an hour doing this yesterday, and we
I'm
tried
gonna
all
say
of
I don't
these
feel
things.
like troubleshooting with everyone today because we did it yesterday and absolutely fucking nothing worked.
Yeah. The problem is this. Can everybody listen to me for a second? It also happened when I went on BTL's 24-hour stream. I think there is an issue with StreamYard when you're adding multiple people to a show. So, Steak put headphones in.
Want me to put headphones in? I'll be right.
Yeah, just do it so they can stop. It's Steak is amplifying it somehow. Yeah, but look, do you hear it right now?
You're not echoing at all.
Okay, you're not echoing either. Is there an echo?
Now there's not, but when Steak comes up, there's going to be, I bet.
All right, let's see if Steak's got AirPods. He's not going to be able to figure this out. I wonder if he has corded headphones. There's no echo right now. It's all right. We're staying poised. Yesterday, we were basically at a road game, an SEC road game. We were down 17-0 to Georgia early in the first quarter. I think we came back and covered the spread. Is it Steak with an echo? No, not necessarily, because me and Steak were up here and it was just fine. And then when we added Greg, it's when it became an issue. It's absolutely a StreamYard problem. We're just trying to see if we can figure something out to not solve the problem, but just kind of get around the problem. So thank you. I appreciate the support. And I also appreciate the suggestions. It's more so just there's not an easy fix to this. I will contact StreamYard corporate offices and demand answers. Quantitative, thank you very much. That's okay. Thank you, Biev. Just popped in. Are we betting the Hall of Fame game tonight? Yes. Yes, we are. I'll tell you right now, my answer is easy. I saw the Panthers haven't won or covered a preseason game since Dave Canales is going to be coach. You know what I've learned? You don't fade those things. So give me the Cardinals. It's that simple. Greg.
I'm looking at some like troubleshooting things.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, do you have every other window in this browser closed?
Yeah, that was the first thing that kept coming up too. People said
it says to mute everybody, and it's probably the one who doesn't hear the echo, but
it's probably the one who doesn't hear the echo. But neither of us hear the echo now, right?
Neither of us do. So with this, it's always the third person.
All right, it looks like Steak has. What the
Hello?
fuck is that?
You said hello weird.
Echo?
No.
No echo? No echo?
Do you have wireless
Hello?
AirPods with a wire in them?
Oh,
Bro, don't fucking worry about what
he's
I got.
He's charging them.
If it's working, it's fucking working.
It's working.
The fuck's
so
your
was Steak
problem?
the whole problem yesterday?
I fucking think he might have been, dude.
Oh my God, we're not fucking doing this
Let's
again.
not do this. Steak gets too angry. Let's not do it.
I'm gonna
I wanna
get
keep
really
his anger-
fucking
I want
angry.
to keep his anger focused on the game.
Oh, yeah. Let's not do this when Steak gets angry. But you'll
we just
fucking
got
knife
fucking
me.
working.
You'll
You want to
knife
spend 30
me.
minutes pointing fingers? Or
Greg,
do
you
wanna
will
talk?
fucking knife me for 13 weeks about the Bucks and the fucking Rays. But Steak gets angry one time and you go, oh, I'm sorry.
It's the fact that it's actually complete gaslighting. They literally did a whole episode of The Yap yesterday where they couldn't figure it out. How the fuck could I be the problem?
I agree. I'm just busting your balls. Did we just fucking figure this out?
Counterpoint, I've been here for 6 minutes and I fixed it.
Was it you or was it the chat demanding
it could
we wear
also
headphones?
Biev is not. Yeah. I don't know. It's working. Let's go.
Dude, I'll give Greg credit if that's
Yeah,
what it takes.
I deserve absolutely zero credit. It's just dumb luck.
I just got to say, you got to give it up for a bunch of fucking 40-year-old old farts are the ones that figured this out. So great job. What are you talking about?
You don't have
I'm
to
the only
give
one
us
that's 40.
anything. We're giant fucking losers. We had all day yesterday troubleshooting and we didn't figure it out once. We deserve no credit.
We just figured it out.
90 people had to yell at us to put headphones in.
The longer we talk, the better chance the echo comes back. So we should just move past the echo
I
conversation.
can't live my life that way, Greg.
You just have to
Steak-
assume it's not here, but we.
I don't want to
to
constantly be in fear of an echo.
Dude, Steak hates this echo. I've never seen him get more rattled in my life than this fucking echo.
I'm so upset, dude. I'm so mad.
Yeah.
All right, well, here's the deal. First of all, Greg, I can't have you be positioned in your camera like that. Can you either put it down? Can you sit on a pillow? Or can you bring? Yeah, there you go. Thank you. I don't know how I'm the one. Like, I don't think I have OCD, but that's
that
just
too
crazy.
bad?
What do you think? What do you think? Can you just be in the fucking? Can you? Yeah, there we go. Much better. Thank you very much. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the board review. Thursday, August 6th. It's 10:18 a.m. Look how rattled Steak is. Steak, Do you need a fucking timeout? You want to redo
I
the
just
intro?
had a timeout, dude. I don't need another timeout. I just want to talk football.
Did you do that?
Yeah, I fucking did that.
Fucking did
Okay,
that,
good.
Greg.
Yeah.
He's a terrorist, dude. He's a
No,
terrorist.
I'm the producer who needs a vertical mouse and a fucking elevated mouse pad because I'm doing the intro, doing the graphics. What? Go. What? What kind of train did you build?
Magnetiles.
Go ahead. You can't make your lips like this and then not say anything. What are you going to say? You were going to say something. What were
Are you
gonna
talking to
say?
me?
No, Greg.
Okay.
I said magnetiles.
You were going to say something before that.
I was going to talk to the kid because you just said.
All right, fine.
Talk to the kid, Greg. Talk to the kid.
Don't talk
No,
to the
she's
kid.
fine. She's
Don't
fine.
talk to the kid unless you
We want to
absolutely
hear your baby voice.
No, I don't have a baby.
He
voice.
is not
I
a
say,
baby
Shut
voice
up,
guy."
bitch. Get down.
Ooh.
No. She's locked into Beauty and the Beast right now. We're fine.
All right, fine.
But literally, I have 85 minutes. Like, that's it. And actually shorter than that because when it gets scary at the end with Gaston, we can't do that. So probably like 65 minutes.
I'm just going to tell you, Greg, it goes by quick because after this, I have to go meet my daughter's second grade teacher.
Yeah, that's wild.
It
wild.
said,
We are-
Shut up,
dude.
bitch. Get down. I can't believe you said a hard B, dude.
Oh, dude, she's fine. You know how much shit she hears in Brooklyn?
No, I get it. I just.
But what if the first word is bitch?
Shut up, bitch.
She's had her first word. Oh, her first curse word? I'd
Yeah.
be happy with that. That's a good first curse word.
Greg was driving back from Long Island in the car with his wife and his kid in the phone. I didn't know I was on speakerphone. I think I said like 17 fucks before you told me. Okay. All right. Are we ready to lock in? I'm ready to lock in.
Sure.
I don't like sure's. Can you just give me a firm yes, please? Yes.
Hard yes.
You're asking for a lot, dude.
No, I'm not. Sure is like, yeah, I'll do it. I don't want to do it. You know how I feel about sure's.
Hard.
Yes. Okay. We're here. We're 20 minutes in. We've accomplished nothing except we have survived the technical challenges. Let's talk some football. Greg, you've done a great job on the newsletters. We've previewed the AFC East.
The East.
The East. The AFC and the NFC East. Now we are moving north. First division in the north. The NFC North. So we've got the Chicago Bears, the Green Bay Packers, the Minnesota Vikings, and the Detroit Lions. Some would argue, I'm not going to say this is the best division in football, but it probably is one of them, right? You want to go ahead and say it,
it's the
Greg?
best division in football.
Sure. Go ahead. Yeah, it's tough for an AFC North guy to say because I feel like you've had one of the best divisions in football for a while, but the Steelers are awful now. So anyways, where do we want to start? How I mean, alphabetical.
Let's start at the top. Let's start with the Bears.
Let's start with the Bears. Why do you have that look on your face, Steak?
I don't want you to keep commenting on how I look. How about that?
Stop making a stupid face, and that won't happen.
My face is inherently stupid.
Okay. Let's get into the Chicago Bears, shall we?
Yes.
This is a team that is coached by Ben Johnson. We all know who he is. Offensive coordinator Press Taylor, new guy, but we know he has nothing to do on this coaching staff, in my opinion. It's all Ben Johnson. Dennis Allen was the defensive coordinator last year, a huge improvement from Matt Eberflus. Last year, 11-6. 2 years before that, 5-12, 7-10. That's coaching. That's Ben Johnson. Great job. 9.5 win total for the Chicago Bears. Steak, I believe last year you and I had some pretty good quotes when we were talking, previewing these divisions, and we made fun AI graphics. I don't know if you remember what they are, but I'll remind the chat. I believe with the Bears, we said this looks like a 10-7 team with a 7-10 schedule. And then with the Packers, we said this looks like a 7-10 team with a 10-7 schedule. So they had a little bit of a difficult schedule is what we thought going into the season. We weren't quite confident that they would have a good year. So it's fair to say that they overachieved. Exceeded expectations tremendously, even ours and whatnot. So these are the players that the Bears have lost. DJ Moore is gone. He's on the Bills. Tremaine Edmonds, linebackers, now with the Giants. Kevin Byard is with the Patriots. Brisker is now with the Steelers. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, Nashawn Wright, Dominique Robinson, and a couple other people. But, I mean, a couple of names on defense that you would recognize for sure. So who did they add? Key free agents. The most expensive one was Kobe Bryant, safety for $13 million a year. I believe, we're not doctors, but I believe he just got hurt in practice, and I'm not entirely sure how serious it was.
8 to 10 weeks.
All right, that's pretty serious. So he could miss first 4 or 5 games of the season, right? If my math serves me correctly. Yeah. So Devin Bush, linebacker, I believe. Greg, and correct me if I'm wrong, did he come from Pittsburgh? He did.
He did. He was really good as a rookie first couple years, and then he disappeared for a little bit and had a great year last year with the Browns.
Yeah, he's getting paid $10 million, so he must have done pretty well. I thought Devin Bush was a guy. He was coming out of Michigan, I believe. He was great. I thought he was a very good college player. I didn't think he was all that great in the pros, but signed him for $10 million. Garrett Bradbury, they traded for center because I don't know if you guys remember this. Their center retired. Drew, I think it was Dahlman, maybe his name was.
Yep.
They got Khalif Raymond, wide receiver, for $3 million, and Cameron Lewis. Their draft, they had the 25th overall pick. They took Dylan Thieneman, who I'm no Thieneman expert, but a lot of people apparently like this kid and like this fit. And then they also drafted a center, Logan Jones from Iowa, sure. Wide receiver, Xavier Thomas from LSU, Sam Rush, tight end from Stanford. Okay, let's go through this depth chart real quick. You've got Caleb Williams at quarterback. You've got DeAndre Swift coming off of a great year. Still at running back, you've got Kyle Monangai, who I'm a big fan of. We'll talk about him a little bit later from, I believe, Rutgers. Loveland is there, Colson Loveland, who had a slow start to the season last year. Kind of a reach in the draft, I think a lot of people would say. He came on very nicely to end the season. Luther Burden, was a wide receiver who stepped up big time, showed some big flashes. Roma Dunze, they drafted from Washington a couple years ago. He's going to be their number one guy. And then the offensive line is what I guess you really want to focus on. Thuney's there at left guard. Bradbury's the new center. Darnell Wright is the right tackle. But they got a couple new pieces on the offensive line. And then defense. Edwards at linebacker with Devin Bush. So you got 2 new guys there. They got Grady Jarrett still in the interior. I love that they took him out of the NFC South. He was great with Atlanta. Montez Sweat is still there. Kyle Gordon, the cornerback. And who's Johnson? He's a pretty good cornerback, I think, too, right? What's his name?
Jalen Johnson.
Jalen Johnson. He's a good player. So you still got some guys on this defense. 9.5 win total, 11 wins last year. One of the better, if not the best division in football, and potentially one of the best coaches, up-and-coming coaches in football. A lot to like about the Chicago Bears. Steak, let's start with you. Where is your head at with Chicago coming into the season?
I don't understand how anybody thinks this team would regress, specifically offensively. They're one of the youngest offenses in the NFL, and they were great last year. And Caleb Williams was inconsistent, but still very good. Kyle Monangai, a 7th-round draft pick, had over 800 yards rushing. Luther Burden showed glimpses. Colson Loveland ended the year with 2 90-yard games where he had like 25 targets and 16 receptions, looking like the second best tight end in the league because Trey McBride is the best tight end in the league. And then I don't have a question mark about this offense. When Caleb got here, this offensive line's so shitty. Can he play behind this shitty offensive line? Now all of a sudden they're a top 6 to 8 unit in the league. The offense is not the problem. And I know everyone's going to tell you the defense is the problem. Well, I'm here to tell you they will not be as bad as people think. I do not think it's a good defense by any means. I do not think it's atrocious like Crezzo's saying. And I think with Dennis Allen at coordinator, they will be absolutely okay. Okay, I'm just saying okay. I need them to be 15, 16 because the offense is going to put up points. I love the Bears. As we talk about this division, I'm not going to go crazy predicting division winners because I actually think it's the hardest division to predict. There's so many question marks in this division, but I do confidently think the Bears win 10 or more games, and I confidently think Colson Loveland gets 1,000 yards receiving and is comfortably considered top 3 tight end at the end of this season. I don't give a shit about a Madden curse. I think Caleb Williams took the leap everyone wanted to see him take in 1 year, and he'll take an even bigger leap this year with more consistent quarterback play. I really like the Chicago Bears. I think they're going to be one of the most exciting teams in the NFL.
Greg, you look smutting. I think that's the word to describe.
Fun. It's fun when we have discourse.
Of course.
Yes.
Love it. Go ahead. I'm going to probably fall somewhere in the middle of you two, but Greg, what's your pushback? You raised your hand when Steak asked, I don't know who thinks this team's going to regress.
Yeah, there's absolutely no reason to think they regress on offense, right? Everybody's back. I mean, DJ Moore's gone. Who cares? I think Luther Burden's ready to step up. Rome Odunze was hurt a good bit last year. They did lose their center. So if you want to say question mark on offense, that's probably the only one. It's not an insignificant deal. On defense is where I think they're really going to have a lot of problems. So they led the league in turnovers last year. You can say that's luck. You can say that's skill. It's probably not going to happen again. Mm-hmm. Here's a fun stat. And anybody who's looking for some other preseason review things, it's CLEV Analytics. Mm-hmm. He just put out his preseason, pretty short. Basically, you get a dense page for each team. Best stat from him that I picked up was the Bears were 1-5 in games where they had a same or worse turnover differential. Mm-hmm. So if you say, okay, you had 33 turnovers last year, maybe you regress back to 20s. Mm-hmm. That's a problem. I think Caleb Williams is fantastic. I think his ceiling is really high, but every down, it's just, I don't see him as that quarterback that's there to manage games. He can absolutely make that rock star play at the end. I just think this is a team that's really primed to not fall on their face by any means, but in this tough of a division, I wouldn't be surprised if this team lands around the 7, 8, 9 win mark. Another thing too, I'm not going to pretend like I'm an analytics guy, but if you look at, I know Degen gets angry about, Jeff Sunday gets angry about this stuff, but luck factors. So fumble recovery percentage, opponent field goal percentage, stuff that, is more of a 50-50 shot. They pretty much graded out in every single one of those is a top benefactor. So all the bounces went their way last year. I don't know, man. I see this magic tough to strike back. Now, counterpoint, fading a very good offense, a very good up-and-coming quarterback, a great head coach. All that's concerning. So I haven't punched in anything yet. But for me, I really skew towards the under here. But I am with Steak because I would love to get some Colts and Loveland props. And also, like, Rome Odunze was hurt down the stretch last year. Everybody, this is just me philosophically from a fantasy football standpoint. If you have a guy who's more proven that's not getting any love, and you have an up-and-comer who's going to be the next Randy Moss, that's what I think the situation here, and that really makes me like Rome Odunze. Because no one's really talking about him. He was great. He was hurt down the stretch. Like, I don't know. I think that's where he's going to be.
If Rome Odunze is good, everyone's so fucked. I'm going to tell you that right now. He's my biggest question mark because, like, I understand people are saying, "Oh, Luther Burden will be the number one," but not really. He might be more used as a weapon, but Rome Odunze has to be that number one receiver, and I have a little bit of concern about him. But if he's good, everybody is fucked. I'm just telling you right now. If Rome Odunze is good as a number one receiver, this is one of the best offenses in the NFL.
Yeah, like I said, I get no problems with the offense. I think the defense got by with a lot last year. And I mean, you talk about Devin Bush coming in. He's kind of been dead for the last few years. Not dead, but just nothing special. And they just gave him a lot of money to replace, Tremont Edmonds? Mm-hmm. That's a downgrade in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't love
Devin
it.
Bush, specifically on, like I said, I'm not an analytics guy, but specifically on a lot of stuff I read, he really benefited from Jim Schwartz style defense in Cleveland last year. Probably not going to happen in the same scenario here. The secondary is an issue, right? They lost both safeties. I think they're getting both cornerbacks back from injury, so that helps. But, I mean, the Kobe Bryant thing, that's tough to have the safety that you paid out and be left with a rookie back there with somebody else. That's not a good signal for the beginning of the year. Granted, they do have a pretty easy schedule to start the year. Another thing I just remembered, too, if you look at swings in schedule, last year they had, I believe, I could have this mixed up, either the fourth easiest, and this year they go to the sixth hardest. So that's a big swing in terms of who you're playing.
Yeah, I've got ways to support both of your stances. I fall somewhere in the middle. I slightly lean a little bit more towards the under with the Bears, and I'll explain why. Let's take a walk down memory lane, and everybody remembers the Week 1 game with the Minnesota Vikings and the Chicago Bears. And I was a big anti-JJ McCarthy guy, faded the Vikings because of it. And my biggest problem there was JJ not being ready to play. Now, as I watched that game, I did not go into it thinking, oh, I want to try to pick a bone with Caleb Williams. I did not intend to do that. I was just watching the game, and my observations, which I think I'm a pretty observant dude, was, man, Caleb Williams is just throwing everything underneath. Everything. Like, there was not a ball that traveled more than 5 yards. And if you remember, I believe he was 14 of 14 to start the game. And then I went to bed and I woke up and J.J. McCarthy won and the Vikings won. And I said, oh, I watched the highlights and I'm like, obviously, you can only get away with that for so long. You can only fucking dink and dunk so long throughout the course of a game, or maybe it'll work for the first quarter, 2 quarters, or whatever, until a team is going to catch on to that bullshit. Now, Caleb Williams, I started to become very critical of. And Ben Johnson even said, we are winning games in spite of our passing game. I like that. I like that in a way. He kind of called his quarterback out. He didn't throw him under the bus, but they were winning games, and they did benefit from the turnover margin. Now, I'm not trying to say that these were all luck, and I'm not anti-luck metric. Like, that is a real thing, and I get it. But I don't like to say teams are lucky because it kind of takes away from them being good. When I watched the Bears, I thought they were a pretty good team. And I thought when I watched them on defense, I didn't think they were bad benefiting from poor offense. Like, I like that unit. I like their defense. But when I just listened to an NFC North preview, when I read these books and when I read these articles and I listen to things, I usually take out one nugget. And that one nugget that I took away from the Bears was they were number 1 in the league in turnover differential and winning the turnover battle. That's exactly what you said, Greg. And here's the thing. If you don't want to play that game, don't play that game. But I have chosen not to play that game before, and it fucked me. It fucked me with the Minnesota Vikings. We'll never forget it. And somebody said it already in the chat. It's kind of like the Vikings. You're absolutely right. You cannot forego seeing those types of things and just glossing over them as they're no big deal. I think the same thing happened with the Washington Commanders last year. They were like the luckiest team in the NFL. What happened the following year? They got their ass kicked. So these things are real, and they do happen. Now, here's where I will tell you that I am concerned with fading the Bears. And there's 2 reasons. Number 1 is the obvious, and that's Ben Johnson. I think he's a fantastic coach. I don't think there's any flukiness. I don't think there's any taking steps backwards. Ben Johnson is a smart guy. If you watch the Netflix documentary for quarterback when he was on the Lions, I thought he went over to Jared Goff and said all the right things at the exact time that it was necessary. Ben Johnson is a guy who gets it. Caleb Williams, I thought, became a dude who made explosive plays. And he created plays on his own, and he extended them. Fading Aaron Rodgers as a sports bettor was one of the most annoying things to do because on third down, there was not a player that I feared more of converting the third down or extending the play than Aaron Rodgers. Caleb Williams kind of became that guy. Do you remember the game at Philadelphia when the Bears played at Philadelphia? Do you guys remember that game? Because I took the fucking Eagles. And I'm pretty sure, I don't think the Bears punted in the first half. It was like the time of possession was 25 minutes for the Bears, 5 for the Eagles. I don't know if you guys remembered that. A lot of those plays were Caleb Williams creating something out of nothing, running 6 yards for the first down, or finding an open guy. I don't really think that that's luck. I think Caleb Williams is going to get better. I think Ben Johnson's going to get better. But you could say what you want about the defense. I think the glaring issue and the big problem that concerns me is even though you traded for a center, I still think replacing your center is kind of a big deal. And I think any sort of question marks on the offensive line for a player like Caleb Williams concerns me a little bit. But throughout the course of a season, I just think Ben Johnson's a guy that can figure it out. So my position is this. I'm not going to say it's boom or bust for the Bears, as in like they're going to win the Super Bowl or they're going to miss the playoffs. But I think the Bears are either going to take a 2 to 3 win step back or a 2 to 3 win step forward. Like, that's how I feel about this team. I agree with you. I think this team could be 8-9. I think they could be 13-4. And I think the Bears every single week are going to be a team that you do not want to play. The very long-winded rant.
No, it was good. I just have one pushback. This is the most consistency Caleb Williams has on his offensive line going into a year. I understand it's only his 3rd season. It's the best and the most consistent offensive line. He's playing with 4 of the 5 guys he played with last year. There's one comment in the chat I want to address. Timbo Slice said he thinks Caleb will turn the ball over less. I actually don't think that. I think what you saw from Caleb Williams in the playoffs is more of what you're going to see in the regular season. Caleb Williams only had 7 interceptions in the regular season last year. He had 5 in the playoffs, but he also made insane plays in the playoffs. He was way too conservative for my liking, especially to begin the year. You kind of mentioned it in the Vikings game, a lot of dinking and dunking, not scaring anybody. Caleb Williams is capable of making huge plays, and I think he'll make a lot more of them this year, but it will lead to more turnovers, but much more huge plays. That's why I'm expecting an offense that puts up 30 points a game. So I like I said, don't think the defense is world beaters. You're not going to need them to be.
Pretty fair. Pretty fair. I don't hate that, actually. Caleb Williams lead the league in interceptions.
I didn't go that far.
Okay.
Caleb Williams will be Brett Favre-ish this year. That's my prediction.
Okay. I actually kind of like that take. All right, let's talk about this. Greg, and I know you don't come on very often, but the chat knows you, but they can get more and more familiar with you. So I do want to mention, I'm not a fantasy football guy. Steak is a solid fantasy football guy. I always send people say, go ask Steak when they have fantasy football questions. You are a very good fantasy football guy. And you kind of have, but you made the playoffs.
Prime.
Oh, you're probably past your prime. You might be washed, yeah. But I am curious because this is also something we should talk about when we talk about these teams. Who are some players? Steak, I know you had your tweet yesterday, which was very good. You're in on Colson Loveland this year. So you like him over 800.5 receiving yards. But would there be a guy on this team that you would consider eyeing? My guy would be Monangai. Because this is the way I look at it. Let me give you my quick elevator pitch. When Ben Johnson was in Detroit, yeah, you had Jahmyr Gibbs, but you also had David Montgomery. David Montgomery was the bruiser, and he was the guy that got you touchdowns. I think Monangai, if I can find a line on, I haven't even looked, Monangai rushing touchdowns will be on my card. So I'm buying Monangai stock. Steak mentioned Loveland. You can mention somebody else if you'd like to, but Greg, who would be your guy? Oh no, you know what? You did mention it. Roma Dunze. So Roma Dunze, Monangai for me, Steak, Colson Loveland. Swift gonna get eat.
You know, it's kind of funny that I feel like no one's talking about DeAndre Swift, and he's 27 years old, and he's coming off his best season. And he had 9 touchdowns, so it wasn't even like you'd expect where they didn't give him any goal line love. I agree with what you said about Monangai. I think they could both eat, but as this offseason progresses, I'm actually leaning more towards DeAndre Swift.
Well, just to push back, not on you, but DC said Monangai yards is 650. That's not the route I would go. I like touchdowns. I like him in that Montgomery role, and I like that you just brought up DeAndre Swift's age. He's going to be a guy that nobody thinks can repeat his success. I'm not fading him.
Yeah,
I'm not fading him.
I wouldn't fade him.
Yeah, people hate Swift. Only Casper's right. Nobody likes Swift.
That's correct.
Never forget, I had him to be the first running back drafted, and the Chiefs took fucking who is that? Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Edwards-Helaire. I think, Greg, you can always mute yourself too if you need a couple minutes.
I'm scared to mute myself because of the echo thing, but I just had to get a Cookie Monster sticker. That's what that whole conversation was.
It's not bothering me, Greg. I'm a dad.
Not bothering me at all, by the way. I respect dad duties. You're doing a great job. I'm just letting you know I don't want you to feel like you can't.
I'm doing a terrible job. My daughter's like in my face wanting to play, and I'm like, get out of here. I gotta talk about
if you need 3 minutes to go play, I'm saying you could do it. It's gonna be.
I hear you.
Okay, yeah. All right. I think that's pretty good.
The thing from fantasy, and I kind of alluded to it, especially in drafts, there's just so much hype around Burden. Like the amount that he goes for, is it really going to be what he's worth? Right. That's just kind of, I take a money ball approach, and that's my thought process. Like Burden's just a guy I would love to get. He's going to be too expensive for me.
We completely align on Luther Burden. I love him. The price is officially too high. And so for that reason, I'm out on Burden.
Yeah.
Fair. Yeah. All right. Well said. Okay. Bears talk. I think we did a pretty good job, and we've bounced back nicely. All right.
Yeah. To be clear, I'm not going crazy fading the Bears, but it's worth a unit to me.
Yeah.
There's just some teams I want to get in there that I think overexceeded last year, and the Bears are one of them. They're not my favorite. My favorite we'll talk about in a couple weeks.
Yeah, I would say if you're going to fade the Bears, take them to miss the playoffs because the division is so difficult. And if you're going to bet on the Bears, take an all-win total too, over 11.5 or something like that. I think
another tricky thing with the Bears, because this is not typical. Last 3 games are all divisional opponents. It's not easy.
No, that's a good point. That is not easy. Okay, let's go to Detroit. Dan Campbell, head coach. 5 years in. Never forget the bet that I lost with Cornfields on the Detroit Lions win total last year. They were 9-8. 9-8. They've got a 10.5 win total. And Dan Campbell, I had to win Coach of the Year, which was a horrendous wager. Another new offensive coordinator. I forget who the guy was that they replaced Ben Johnson with, but he was fucking horrible. And honestly, when Dan Campbell took over, they really weren't that much better. It was not a good year for the Detroit Lions. Drew Petzing is the new guy. Kelvin Shepard is going in to year 2 as a defensive coordinator. I think he did an okay job. This is a team that went 15-2 in 2024. So shame on me for buying Detroit Lions stock at its highest. Let's go over some players that they lost. Kind of a lengthy list. Taylor Decker, left tackle, is gone. Doesn't look like he signed with a new team. Maybe he retired. Alex Anzalone is a Buck, who is such a Buck, by the way. Guy looks like a fucking pirate. David Montgomery, speaking of, he's gone. I think that's a big deal. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Amik Robertson is with the Commanders. Graham Glasgow was a right guard. He's gone. DJ Reader's with the Giants now. Khalif Raymond, as we mentioned, is with the Bears. And that's kind of it for notable players. And then let's talk about who they picked up. Cade Mays, center, paying him $8 million. Not totally sure who he is. Larry Borum, right tackle, paying him $5 million. DJ Wanham, Christian Isian, Isaiah Pacheco, Teddy Bridgewater, and that's pretty much it. Their draft, first round, Blake Miller, tackle out of Clemson, and then a defensive end, Derek Moore from Michigan in the second round. They also took a linebacker, Jimmy Reuter, from Michigan in the fourth round. I like their draft. I think that they addressed some needs, and that's what you had to do. Let's go over their depth chart real quick. Jared Goff is back at quarterback. Jahmyr Gibbs is running back 1. And we now know that Isaiah Pacheco is going to be stepping up in Montgomery's role. Laporta, who was injured a lot last year, is hopefully going to be back and ready to go. Their wide receivers are Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jamison Williams. They have Isaac Tesla, and their offensive line. So they got the new Cade Mays at center, Penei Sewell, who's a phenomenal player, and Blake Miller, this rookie right tackle that they got from Clemson. On the defense, Aiden Hutchinson, who is fantastic. They've got Campbell coming back at linebacker, Brian Branch, Corey Joseph is very good in the secondary as well. Terrion Arnold has been kind of a disappointment, their high draft pick from a few years ago. So,
and he's gone.
Who?
Arnold, right?
Oh,
Arnold?
It's in jail.
Oh, he's in jail.
Yeah.
My bad. He gone.
Kind
there we
of
go.
Disappointment is a bit of an understatement when your first round draft pick's in jail.
Yeah, that guy sucked.
Yeah.
Huge whiff right there. Sorry, cut me some slack. I'm just
the thing about Henry Ruggs is.
Yeah. Well, this is where you guys come into play. I'm just going off of a fucking depth chart with some names. Thank you very much. There's only so much one man can do. Again, 10.5 win total here. Why don't we switch it up for this one? Greg, what are your thoughts coming into the season with the Detroit Lions, who are favored in 14 of their 17 games this year?
Yeah, man, I like them. I think now's the time to swing back onto them. Now, granted, they did end the season on a pretty bad stretch. It's not typical to see the team that finished in 4th last year as the favorite for the division, which is the case for the Lions. I just think their schedule sets up really nicely. They were really, really injured last year. Can we go to steak? Sorry.
Yeah, that's fine.
And I got to solve this.
So funny that me and Greg disagree again. I'm confused. I like Seasick Money, our resident Detroit guy in here, saying that the offensive line should be much better. Why? Why should the offensive line be better? Penei Sewell's a dog, but they have to move him from right tackle to left tackle. And then you have 2 new guards who've never played guard before in the NFL. The offensive line was bad last year. Now, one thing I agree with that he said is that it was still a top 5 offense in the NFL. Jahmyr Gibbs, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jamison Williams, Jared Goff, Sam Laporta, if he stays healthy. Insane offense, no doubt. I'm very concerned about the offensive line. The bread and butter for the Detroit Lions was having a top 5 offensive line. I would say at the best case scenario, the Lions would have a top 15. But I think it's more likely that they're like number 20 in offensive line this year. And then this was the defense who got torched last year. Did you name a bunch of guys that immediately shore up this defense?
No.
And here's what's confusing is I'll say it. Everyone in the chat saying they like the Lions over, and it must be because of an easy schedule. I find it insane this team has a 10.5 win total. What did this team that went – what was it last year, 8-9?
I think it's because their schedule is like the easiest in the NFL.
It must be. It would have to be that, but I don't even get that because you have 6 games against the Bears, Vikings, and Packers, which is very tough. You play in the toughest division in football, but if The reason the Lions win total is 10.5 is because of their schedule. I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now, I will fade the Lions for the first time ever. Sorry, sick money and all my Michigan people. I think I've backed the Lions for like the last 4 seasons.
Yeah.
I'm out on the Lions. I think the window's closed, and I think they're trending down. Don't care about a schedule. I think the defense struggles. I think the offensive line struggles. 8-9 again, something like that, 9-8, but they're not going 10.5. They're not going 11-6, even with the easy schedule. They could play the Cardinals 4 times next year, and I probably still wouldn't take the over on that win total.
Just so everybody knows what I'm doing, I don't know why when Steak talks, it is so loud in my ears, and I don't know how to turn the volume down because when I do my Mac, it just does the Mac speakers, and these are these. So I gotta take them out like this, and people were wondering why that's weird.
I could be potentially talking too loud because I have headphones in. You know that thing where people yell when they have headphones in?
Yeah, but it might not be an issue for anybody else, but it's so weird, but it's so loud in my ears. Okay, Greg, you want to jump back in?
To pick back up where I left off. I mean, you're right. They didn't really do a ton to improve their roster, but they were the most injured team in the NFL last year, and they still ended with 8 or 9 wins.
9-8.
They were 9-8. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, you're telling me you get a little bit better in terms of just injury luck in general. The offensive line isn't a ton better, but it is better. It's actually crazy. 2024 when their line was amazing. 4 of those 5 starters are gone, which is tough to revamp and get back to where you need to be. They also had another fun fact. They had the best point differential in their in the division last year and the worst record. I just think there's enough signs that this team, the Super Bowl window is closed, but I think they can get a bounce back. I also think Ben Johnson leaving really just left a big hole in this offense, and it takes time to figure that out. They brought in, you mentioned the guy.
Drew Petzing. Is he from the Cardinals? He sounds familiar.
He is from the Cardinals, but he also he'd been with Ben Johnson in the past, so he's from that Ben Johnson system.
Got it.
Fun fact: he was a groomsman in his wedding, which is a weird thing you're going to hear about the first time they play.
Oh God. I just want to mention Tim's right. Everybody does want to buy the Lions bounce back. Some of the reasons make sense. So someone in the chat said the first 6 weeks are like Michigan's schedule, which we have to stop making fun of Michigan because they actually have a pretty good schedule now. We'll talk about that at some point later. Oh no, we'd already previewed the Big Ten. Anyways. Home against the Saints, Thursday Night Football in Buffalo. I think for Buffalo's new stadium debut.
That's the opener, high mark.
Well, that's what everybody's going to think, Greg.
I'm just saying.
That's what everybody's going to think. The Lions might be contrarian right there. Home against the Jets, at Carolina against the Panthers, at the Cardinals, and then a bye week before 2 home games against the Packers and the Vikings. So, and then after that, they play at Miami against the Dolphins. They could very well be 8-1.
Oh my fucking God. Holy shit, we're glazing the Lions.
Okay, they could be 7-2.
Wow. Packers, Vikings, Bills, Saints, who everyone's high on this year. The only 2 guaranteed wins in that you said to me are Cardinals and Dolphins. They could lose any of those other games. At Carolina, a playoff team last year. I don't know, man. We're glazing the shit out of the Lions.
The Panthers are – either way, I am going to be on board with the Lions, and I am taking them to win the division.
Yeah. The Vegas certainly agrees with you. They're minus 215 to make the playoffs, and they're the favorites to win the division, which did shock me.
I want to mention one other thing. Sam Laporta was clearly a big piece for this offense. Jared Goff, I wanted to glaze him up and be a big Jared Goff guy. He looked really, really bad. But the offensive line was awful. But also, Jared Goff just made some really bad throws. It was crazy how you realize how important a player is when you don't have him there in that offense. I want to talk about a guy that I might consider fading. How about Jahmyr Gibbs? Okay.
I don't hate it.
Well, here's the thing.
So there is a trend where the number 1 fantasy prospect
Boom.
typically
Saquon Barkley. Here's what I think.
Last year.
Yeah. Here's what I think about Jahmyr Gibbs. I love the guy. Sick money, you're in here. You'll remember this. Let me take you down memory lane again. Do you remember I went into a Detroit Lions Twitter Spaces by myself, and I pitched Jahmyr Gibbs Offensive Rookie of the Year at 20-1, and they were like, "Oh wow, blah blah blah, this and that," because a lot of people forget this. The Lions got shit for taking Jahmyr Gibbs. There were people who were saying like, "Oh, running back wasn't the biggest need." Oh, blah 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 blah. Najee Harris flaked out. Jahmyr Gibbs was a fine college player. Nobody really liked him. I loved it. Reach exactly. So I went into this Twitter space. What do you know? That fucking Detroit Lions Twitter space. They wrote an article about Jahmyr Gibbs for Offensive Rookie of the Year. I'll never forget it. That was great. I love Jahmyr Gibbs. All over this guy. Love this guy. But we see running backs take a step back. And I really think no David Montgomery is kind of a big deal. And I'm kind of
disagree with you there because when Montgomery was injured last year, he took off.
Okay, fine. But it's a new season. And what do you know? I'm kind of with Steak. I'm not this offensive line isn't all of a sudden like really wowing me. I love Penei Sewell, but yes, a rookie tackle, a new center, and Sewell moving over, and a new offensive coordinator. All I'm saying is it's gonna be the most highest inflated lines on Jahmyr Gibbs, and we see this happen, as you just said, Greg, from time to time. It's nothing personal. I love Jahmyr Gibbs, but that would be a player I would consider taking the under on yardage. Do more research on this year's OL, please. Glasgow. You're right. He was absolutely awful. I get what you're saying. So it's addition by subtraction, but just my take on that. All right. Should we move on?
Go ahead, Steak.
Okay, sorry. I just got to give you some pushback.
Sure.
Fading Gibbs is a little too cute. When you say we've seen running backs take step backs, not at 24 years old, after they were probably the best running back in the NFL last year. And there's two running backs in the NFL who are good regardless of their offensive line play, and that is Bijan Robinson and Jahmyr Gibbs. I absolutely think fading Jahmyr Gibbs is the definition of too cute, and I don't think he'll miss David Montgomery like that. If anything, it probably leads to more touches for Jahmyr Gibbs. Isaiah Pacheco will still get a good amount of carries, but I would say as a guy fading the Lions, fading Jahmyr Gibbs is a little too cute for my liking.
Okay, fair.
Yeah, I probably won't either, but I see where his thought process
is. It's not a best bet. I don't even know that I'm going to put it in the newsletter. I literally was just thinking about it, but that's fair. Yeah, basically just hoping Gibbs gets hurt. No, not necessarily.
But that's how I see it, to be honest. If Gibbs plays the whole season, he's going over his rushing prop. I would bet my life.
This is very true. Yeah, more injury prone with Monty leaving. That's a very good point. Okay.
Hold on.
Sorry.
So, there's typically the narrative around Goff that he needs an offensive line. That's debatable. It might be better than last year. Probably not going to be worse as long as it's relatively healthy. The other piece of that narrative is in a dome or not exposed to the elements, right?
Sure.
So if you look, there's a stretch of games in a row.
Oh, wow. I see it.
Arizona, dome, Green Bay at home, Minnesota home, at Miami. I don't know where they're playing in New England internationally, so we'll just say that's a question mark. Home versus Tampa, home versus the Bears, in Atlanta in a dome, home versus Tennessee, at Minnesota in a dome. That's 10 games in a row where Goff's got nothing to worry about from the outdoors, which I like. Now the counterpoint, last two games of the season in January, at Soldier Field, at Lambeau. That's tough.
That's not easy, man. 3 of the last 4 games are on the road against your divisional opponents. That's difficult.
They have to. I cannot believe they lost to Max Brosmer.
No, I know. I can't either.
They lost to Max Brosmer and JJ McCarthy.
Yeah.
And they lost to the fucking Steelers, dude. Don't forget that. I don't even know who
the Steelers went to the playoffs. Don't put the Steelers in the same conversation.
The Steelers went to the playoffs. The Steelers go to the playoffs every fucking year. What do they do?
Did the Steelers go 9-8?
Probably
10-7.
10-7. Got it. Okay.
All right.
I'm just saying Max Brosmer is.
No, I know. I get it. But to be fair, that was a really bad loss at home to the Steelers. It was really bad.
Max Brosmer did not have positive yardage passing.
I just adding on yardage to what you said. I'm adding on.
You're not. You're saying the Steelers was worse.
No. I'm not. What I'm saying is they had some really pathetic losses. Brosmer is by far the worst loss, probably of the season.
Of the decade. Well, not of the decade. But
I hear you. Okay. What's the next team here? Is it the
Green Bay Packers?
Oh.
This is one where I think we're all in alignment.
You think so?
I think so. We'll see.
Interesting.
Really? You know where I stand on the Packers? I haven't told you my secrets.
I know where you stand on the Packers. I bet my life.
Did I tell you guys already?
No, you're just very easy to read.
Shut up. Hold on. Okay. All right. Green Bay Packers, 9-8 last year, 10.5 win total this year. Matt LaFleur, 7 years in. Offensive coordinator Adam Stenovich. Defensive coordinator Jonathan Gannon. I did not know that. Kind of like that. Uh-oh. Might change my stance. Let's talk about who the Packers lost. Okay, Malik Willis is gone. Trayvon Diggs is gone. I didn't even know they had Trayvon Diggs. Romeo Doubs is gone. Rashawn Gary, Quay Walker, who everybody really wanted to believe was going to be a really good linebacker. I was never really a big Quay Walker guy. Cool name, though. Dontavian Wicks, see you later. Rasheed Walker, Emmanuel Wilson, a couple other nobodies. This is who they got. Javon Hargrave, interior defensive lineman, good player. Zaire Franklin, traded for him, linebacker. Benjamin St. Juste, who I believe was a joke with the Commanders and then ended up being pretty good on the Rams. Or am I thinking of Emmanuel Forbes? I don't know. I could get those guys confused. But Sky Moore with 2 Ys. Tyrod Taylor is now the new backup. They also drafted in the second round Brandon Sisse, cornerback from South Carolina. And that's about it. All right, let's go over this depth chart. Jordan Love, Josh Jacobs, what's up with him? By the way, everybody was wrong. Somebody came and clarified what's his face isn't in fucking jail, losers. So next time if you're going to tell me a guy's in jail.
Well, we don't really care. We care if he's playing football.
Yeah,
He
I
was
know.
kicked
That's
off the
fine.
team.
I know. I get it. Being in jail is a big deal. Jordan Love, Josh Jacobs. I don't know what's going on with Josh Jacobs, but he had some issues in the offseason. Tucker Kraft, I believe, is coming back from an injury. Don't know when he's going to be available.
Sounds
Matthew.
like week 1.
Okay. Matthew Golden, the wide receiver they took from Texas in the draft last year. Fucking good thing they had 5 wide receiver 3s on this team. Jaden Reed is going to be in the slot. And then Christian Watson, everybody's favorite wannabe elite receiver, who is good, but he's just always injured, which is unfortunate. Some people are made of glass. The offensive line, don't know a whole lot about him. I know this Zach Tom guy, I believe is his name, on the right tackle. He's pretty good. Banks, the left guard, is pretty good. And I don't know who Morgan is, their left tackle. If anybody's familiar, feel free to let me know. All right. 10.5 win total. This team has a late bye, week 11. It doesn't look like they have the hardest schedule.
Over 10.5 is plus 150, just so you know. Their win total would be 9.5.
Got it. Okay, thank you very much for that clarification. That also makes a lot more sense. Steak, we'll go to you on this one first. What do you think of the Green Bay Packers coming into this season?
My chat about the Packers is going to be a lot of questions, just asking you guys questions, so forgive me. I don't have a strong take. I'm just a little confused because from my understanding, this is a bottom 5 offensive line. Matt LaFleur, I think everybody's about as out on him as they've ever been after that choke in the playoffs. 3 of the same exact seasons in a row, pretty much, where you lose in the playoffs. And I forget if they won the division the last 3 years, but I think this is the most out people have been on a coach that everyone has really liked leading up to this point. You got Micah Parsons, which was a huge deal. He's not going to play for at least, the first 6 games. Mm-hmm. So where does this defense rank without him? And then you got a wide receiver room that's confusing because they were too crowded for a couple straight seasons. It was like you already had Christian Watson, Romeo Doubs, Jaden Reed, and Dontavian Wicks, yet you still used the first-round pick on Matthew Golden, something you would never do when Aaron Rodgers was there. And then Matthew Golden was kind of a bust, or at least up to this point, he's a bust. Wicks goes to Philadelphia, Dobbs goes to New England, and now the receiver room suddenly feels a little like short a guy. What I say, like Christian Watson gets hurt every year. If Christian Watson gets hurt every year and it's just Jaden Reed and fucking Matthew Golden, aren't you in some kind of trouble? And yeah, you probably have a top 5 tight end who I love, Tucker Kraft. He got hurt last year too, so you're relying on his health. All those questions, and they have a 9.5 win total? Is it a Packer tax?
Yeah.
Okay. It must
Jordan
be,
Love.
right?
Jordan Love. Yeah. Remember when Jordan Love was 33-1 better odds than Russell Wilson to win the MVP a couple of years ago when the Packers had a 7.5 win total, and that's part of the reason we took him? Yeah.
Yeah.
Cashed big. That was a 3-unit play for me on the win total. I also took Jordan Love over touchdown passes, which also cashed in like week 7. So I'm glad I did that because people can't accuse me of being Packers haters. Yeah, I think you bring up a lot of good points. Greg, what's your actually hold that thought. I didn't go over the defense when I was doing the depth chart. That's my bad. Luke Van Ness, defensive end. Hargrave is going to be joining. Michael Parsons, you mentioned, is injured. Xavier McKinney as a safety. Zaire Franklin's going to be a linebacker. Nobody really else that stands out to me. All right, Greg, what are your thoughts on the Packers?
Yeah, when I said I think we're all in alignment, I think we're all leaning towards fading, but probably not fading. At least that's where I stand. It's tough because you don't know when Parsons is back, and this team is completely different. They didn't win the division last year. If you guys remember, Steak said he thought they might have, but the Bears ended up winning. They were 9-3-1. Parsons got hurt, and they didn't win another game. They lost, I think, 5 in the regular season or 4 in the regular season, and then to the Bears in the playoffs. So when he was off the field, it was really bad last year. I think him and the Tucker Kraft injury really broke this team down last year. But I do like Golden. I'm going to fall for that again. Somebody in the chat said, how many units did I lose? A lot. I loved him last year. I'm not going on anything for him, but still just hopeful that he turns a corner. For me, the only thing I would play here is a prop around Jordan Love, either passing yards, touchdowns, something in that bucket, because it's going to be tough to figure, and easier than last year, right? Steak mentioned Wicks and Dobbs gone. It's just tough to figure out who's going to get the targets. So for me, I like Love. It's tough that he doesn't have a good offensive line. He's never had a good offensive line. The defense is a problem. And until they get Parsons back, it's a big problem. Even when he's back, they weren't great last year. You want a fun stat from the Packers last year? 0-6 against the spread when they were favored by more than 7 games.
More than 7
points. Like, just can't play down to their opponent like crazy. They lost to the Panthers. They lost to the Browns. They tied to the Cowboys. Just tough. And I mean, the other thing too, if Josh Jacobs had some off-field issues in May, if that's a problem, who are you putting out there at running back? Like, what the fuck are you going to do?
Marshawn Lloyd. Josh Jacobs is going to play. This is like too much
Josh
bad
Jacobs
news.
is also very old. It's not crazy to say he gets injured. I don't understand how you don't have another running back.
Yeah. I didn't think, I don't know if Emmanuel Wilson's still there, but I did not feel like he was awful. He's gone, yeah. I'll say this. This is too much bad news. Way too much bad news. And for that reason, I'm actually leaning towards backing the Packers in some way, or Jordan Love in some way. This is too much bad news. I actually forgot about Jacobs. When I was going through all the bad news, I forgot Jacobs had legal troubles. There's
you
so
don't listen
much
to me.
Bad news. Sorry.
Yeah.
I do.
I talked about it for like 30 seconds.
30 seconds.
Yeah, I'm absolutely on board to do something with Jordan Love. Absolutely. I think he is underrated in the NFL. There was a stat from last year's playoff game, which we should talk to a little bit because that was crazy. But I think he's the only quarterback in playoff history to throw 4 touchdowns, no picks, and lose a game.
Yeah. I think if you had to choose a side of the fence to be on, a Jordan Love hater or a Jordan Love glazer, I would lean towards the glazing side.
Yep. I want to make sure I'm on the record with that as well. And like I said, betting on him before, I like Jordan Love. He's a very frustrating player. My take on Jordan Love is it looks like you unplug his controller 3 times a game, and he just makes these weird boneheaded decisions. I do remember the Packers. I bought into them to win the Super Bowl 2 years ago, and then they lost to the Eagles on the road. That was also, I believe, when what's that fucking loser's face? That was a defensive coordinator who they finally fired, and then they brought Hafley in. Hafley was certainly an improvement. Now he's gone with the Dolphins. I will tell you this. I did not know Jonathan Gannon was a defensive coordinator. I actually really like that. And that might be one of, or actually maybe the only reason, I stop and not do what I'm about to do. And Steak, you're really good at this going into the season of being my get back guy. And you've done it with the Raiders like twice when I wanted to buy in or fade the Raiders. You'd be like, I don't know, man. I'll tell you right now. It's not even so much to do about Jordan Love. It's not even so much to do about Micah Parsons being injured. I'm sick and tired of Matt LaFleur. I have Matt LaFleur fatigue. And I just looked for a line on First Coach Fired, and I didn't see one. But if somebody can find, Joe Barry, that's who it was. If somebody can find me a line on Matt LaFleur to be the first coach fired, I would certainly like to place a wager on that. I'm done with this guy. Done. Wow. I'm done. How can you not be? How can you not be? I mean, Steak, I get it. You make those faces. Dude, we know who this guy is. We know who he is. The fucking the shadow, the dark stormy cloud of what he did when he kicked the field goal against Tom Brady in the playoffs is never going to escape him. You know why? Look what he just does year in and year out. Look what he does. He's a fucking loser. He's a loser. Matt LaFleur has gone far too long for being one of those guys that we want to believe is a good head coach, better than he is a coordinator. No! He is a guy that should be an offensive coordinator, not a head coach. He's a Josh McDaniels in fucking sheep's clothing. And I'm sick and tired of pretending like he's not. You know why we don't pretend, or why we do pretend that he's not a Josh McDaniels? You know why? Does anybody want to guess?
Just because he's handsome?
Because he's young and he's good looking. We want to act like there's a fucking Sean McVay somewhere in Matt LaFleur. There is not. There is no Sean McVay and Matt LaFleur. Matt LaFleur is a fucking loser. He is a Sean McDermott. Yes, he can have a nice offense. What is he doing with it? What is he fucking doing with it? Seriously. What is he doing? Oh, he's going to draft Matthew Golden? What did Matthew Golden do to everybody last year? You're all of a sudden, all you guys are going to do that fucking Men in Black thing and just forget? Last year, how many times did we go into a week in the NFL and say, this is the week, this is the Matthew Golden game, and it never was. It never fucking was, man. The only time to buy in on the Packers is when their win total was 7.5. The only time to buy in on Jordan Love is when his touchdowns for the season was 22.5. Everybody missed the boat. You all missed the boat. You want to say it's too much bad news and be contrarian and bet the over on the Packers? Do it. Do it. You know what I think? It is too much bad news. And little old Matt LaFleur with his stupid fucking cool haircut can't handle it. He's done. Because you know what he's going to do? He's going into the season on the road against the Vikings to open up the year. He's losing. You know what he's doing after that? He's going to play the Jets on the road. You know what's going to happen? You know what's going to happen? Get ready for a DC dude comment. He's going to fucking lose to the Jets. You know why he's going to lose to the Jets? The same reason he lost to the fucking Browns and the Bengals. This guy is a loser. His teams played down to their competition. He almost beat the Broncos on the road. That was really cool. He almost beat the Bears on the road. That was really cool. What does almost get you? 7 years of being a fucking head coach for the Green Bay Packers and a fan base that loves to tell you that they have stock in this organization. If you're a shareholder of the Green Bay Packers and you're coming into year 8 of Matt LaFleur and you're believing in your team, you got your head so far up your fucking ass, it is vibrating from your prostate when you walk around. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I just made it up. I probably overthought it. I'm done with Matt LaFleur. To be clear, because I don't want to hear some fucking moron, Graylish Cavs, 5 weeks later being like, oh, you wanted to fade Jordan Love. Oh, you wanted to fade Jordan Gannon. I know. I'm not anti any of those guys. I'm anti Matt fucking LaFleur. Loser. Capital L. Sorry.
Greg, you want to say it or do I say it?
You go.
I apologize for the face I made. It was because hearing Matt LaFleur, first coach fired, is uncomfortable, but you absolutely cooked.
Thank
I'm going to have your back here for a second. You cooked. That was such a great rant.
That was good.
To the people in the chat calling you a banger hunter or clip farming, you guys have asked this guy all offseason to stand on business. It's all we do in the chat. Stand on business, Jeff. For once in your fucking life, stand on business. We all say it. So then he goes on this fucking long rant standing on business, and everybody's calling him a banger hunter. Chat, we got to pick our sides. Do we want the man to stand on business, or do we want him to not banger hunt or clip farm, as you would say? So great fucking rant, Jeff. Chat, get it together.
Hold on. First of all, thank you very much. I love when you have my back. I didn't look at the chat one time. Did people actually say that?
I saw some banger hunting accusations. I do know people wear AirPods, what the fuck? AirPods, and you scream, and I think it hurts their ears.
Well, that's a little bit different. But I have to tell you right now, I'm being dead serious, and I'll tell this to you to your face. If you are going to accuse me of banger hunting or clip farming, you have to get a life. You have to get a life. There is no pleasing you. There is no doing right by you. You are somebody who is just only going to criticize and accuse somebody of doing something wrong no matter what they do. There is no winning with you. So listen, I am not going to change. When I have an opinion, I like to get fired up and I like to back it. Okay? I have stood on business. There have been many times where I haven't, but I have stood on business. I am standing on business, and I think I just gave you a very passionate reason of why I'm sick and fucking tired of Matt LaFleur. And if you want to act like it was fabricated and manufactured and phony, I just told you 2 years ago I bet on this team to win the fucking Super Bowl.
Okay. I also took him and Tomlin to be coaches of the year 2 or 3 years ago. He was like 16-1. I've believed in him. I'm done. It's called fatigue. Loser fucks. Greg, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say he got a ton of blame for the Bears game, which rightfully so. After the first half, they completely changed the game plan and let the Bears back into it. But the kicker did miss a field goal and an extra point, two field goals.
That's true. I forgot about that.
And they got into field goal range again at the end of the game, but couldn't kick a field goal because the asshole missed an extra point. Like, I don't know if they're bringing back the same kicker or not, but I don't think LaFleur deserves as much blame as possible when your kicker left essentially 7 points on the board in the fourth quarter. That's fucking tough.
Kicker might be gone. No, I had no idea Krabs is fading the Packers, but that's totally fine. We can.
I still don't think fading LaFleur. Are you going to fade him? After
I'm taking Matt LaFleur to be the first coach fired. Yes.
That's crazy. That's the same thing you do with Harbaugh. It's just
and Harbaugh left the year after, Greg.
Oh, was he fired during the season?
He would have been if he wasn't Jim Harbaugh. 15 years in the Super Bowl. Matt LaFleur is not fucking Jim Harbaugh. Fire his ass.
You know who's going to be before him? Your buddy in Tampa.
Yeah, that's why I originally made the face, Greg, is because this guy's a Bucs fan and his coach is Todd Bowles. That's literally why I made the face.
Yeah, LaFleur's not getting fired in season. You don't go to the playoffs 3 years in a row and then fire.
I got pushback on that. You don't stick with Todd Bowles and go through all this to fire him in week 4. Todd Bowles is getting at least 10 weeks.
Counterpoint, the Bucs aren't exactly the greatest organization when managing head coaches.
So?
I'm saying they could absolutely do what you just said, of keep Todd Bowles and then fire him in week 5.
Okay.
Who coaches the Falcons currently?
Oh, so they just got Stefanski.
Stefanski.
Okay, no, they're good.
Yeah, dude, you have I think 8 new head coaches. There's a lot, so it's got to be something.
No. But this is a fun conversation that we have time for. Just very quickly, who would be your biggest concern with a coach being fired before LaFleur? Let's assume there is a bumpy start for LaFleur. Who could have a worse one?
It's been said in the chat a bunch of times, and it is 100% the correct answer. Is Zach Taylor.
Yep.
They cannot start bad again. And I don't care if it's because of injury. If they start 1-4 again or whatever it is, Zach Taylor's gone. He's a very good option to be the first coach fired, in my opinion.
Aaron Glenn.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Do you want to know I have a hilarious track record of betting first coaches fired. I bet Zach Taylor to be the first coach fired when the Bengals went to the Super Bowl. Never forget that. So congratulations to the Green Bay Packers. You're going to the fucking Super Bowl. Do you want to just walk through the schedule real quick? Because I feel like you guys are a little
Packers?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got time because we only got one team left, and it's the Vikings.
Oh, yeah. You're right.
I might have to jump early. We're running up on...
Oh, then let's do Vikings.
Oh, let's do Vikings.
This? Yeah, and then if we want Jeff at the end, we can go through schedules.
All right. Let's go to the Vikings because I want all three of us to talk about this team. All right.
Vikings are a fun one.
Yeah. Chat, if you're not familiar, Steak is a Vikings fan, but he's a very, very realistic Vikings fan. He's not like Biev, where, by the way, I think Biev wrote an article on his favorite NFL future and the Vikings over wins. It's unbelievable that we live in a day and age where people. But you can correct me on that. 9-8 was a good article, by the way. He's a good writer.
On the Rays when they played the Guardians in the playoffs.
I had units on them, Greg.
How many did you have when they played the Texas Rangers in Game 2?
I don't remember how many did I
have. It was a lot. It's easy to forget those ones, but
I know.
But yeah, that's continue.
I pick and choose when to go in on the win totals.
And you can't help yourself because you're so disciplined during the regular season that when that first round of the playoffs get here, you can't help yourself.
I thought it was going to be different, but you're right. I did. Those days are over, though. We ride hot dudes.
It's going to change. If you say those days are over, I promise you on whatever day their first series is, you have to jump in.
Every year of my life, I change like 5 years. It's kind of like interstellar aging or dog years.
You're like a dog.
Yeah, I'm like a dog. So I've learned so much from that. I'm not going to do it again. That's why I really admire Steak. He keeps his units out of it.
I'm just asking someone to clip this specific section.
No, don't do that.
We might need it later in the year.
We're not going to.
We probably won't, but
someone will do it, Greg. Someone will do it.
I had to say that.
I'm making a promise to you and to everyone. I'm not betting the Tampa Bay Rays in the playoffs. I have them to win the AL. Yeah, watch dad duty. Anyways, can we get back to business?
We're okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kevin O'Connell,
4 years in as the head coach. Wes Phillips, the offensive coordinator. Brian Flores is back. Probably one of the best defensive coordinators in the NFL. 8.5 win total, as I mentioned, 9-8 last year. Let's talk about who left this team. All right, Jonathan Grenard, gone. One of the better defensive players in the NFL is with the Eagles. Jalen Naylor, wide receivers with the Raiders. Javon Hargrave, as we mentioned, is now with the Packers. Ryan Kelly, center, he's gone. He's not playing anywhere. Jeff Okuda was kind of a little bit of a bust. Rondell Moore didn't work out. CJ Ham, fun name. Let's go to who they did pick up. Juwan Jennings, $8 million a year. We'll talk about this. I love that move. James Pierce, cornerback, $4 million. Ryan Van DeMark, right tackle. Kyler Murray, quarterback, big splash. Johnny Hecker and Eric Johnson. Who they draft? Caleb Banks, defensive end from Florida. And Jake Golday, linebacker from Cincinnati. And another defensive tackle, Dominique Orange, in the 3rd round. All right, let's go over this. This depth chart. Kyler Murray is the new quarterback, 9. That's how you know him. J.J. McCarthy is backup quarterback number 2. Aaron Jones is no longer there, correct? Or he is?
Aaron Jones is still there, I think, right?
Okay, yeah, he's on here. And I was like, wait, what? So Aaron Jones and Jordan Mason?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then they drafted, what's his name? Claiborne? Damon Claiborne? Is that the running back they drafted?
Yeah, from Wake Forest. Is he good? He was 6th round.
No idea.
Okay.
But Kyle Monunga had 800 yards out of the 7th round, so I got hope.
Yeah, that's true. Brian O'Neill, getting a little bit older there, but right tackle, I think he's getting older. Fries.
He just got a contract extension.
Oh, my bad. Okay, my apologies. Will Fries, right guard. Brandles, the center. Jackson, left guard. And Darisaw, left tackle. Pretty solid offensive line. The 5th highest paid in the NFL for Kyler Murray here. And then you've got Justin Jefferson, Juwan Jennings, Jordan Addison. Although, is Jordan Addison going to be good to go for the year? Mm-hmm. Okay. And TJ Hawkinson, it looks like is still coming back. This guy.
Talk about a guy that might be getting old.
Yeah, seriously. And then on the defensive side, you've got some turnover here. So in the interior, they got 2 rookies forecasted to start with Banks and then Orange. You've got Dallas Turner, who I think Biev really liked him. I don't know how you felt about him. Thought he was kind of hit or miss whenever I watched him. Van Ginkel, great player. Cashman is your linebacker next to Wilson. Is that Jimmy Ward, free safety, Byron Murphy, and Isaiah Rodgers, who's a pretty good player. So, Steak, your favorite in 8 games, your underdogs in 9 games, about right down the middle as you possibly can. As we mentioned, 8.5 win total. The 9-8 record last year, something I kind of wanted to point out. It was a bumpy start. You had some highs, you had more lows. That did not go well with the J.J. McCarthy experiment. You had Brosmer go in there, but it's a pretty good end to the season. And I think for most bettors out there, and I've told everybody this, when I drove to Toronto and back, 16 hours, I listened to Sports Talk Radio. Everybody loved the Vikings to win the NFC, to win the Super Bowl. I'm not kidding. I am not kidding. Cornfields was sending me training camp videos of J.J. McCarthy making nice passes in training camp. I said, you are a fool. I only took them to miss the playoffs. This is probably one of the better times where I was right. I got on the right side. But yet, if I faded the win total, I would have lost. That was the way to do it. I am very curious on what the pulse check is of the Vikings coming into the season. They were probably the trendiest team, one of the trendiest teams last year. I kind of feel like nobody's really talking about them this year, which is very interesting because Kyler Murray has been for a long time, for the lack of a better word, the village whore. Kyler Murray for sports bettors has been the village whore. Everybody's gotten a piece of Kyler Murray. I guarantee you can't find a sports bettor within the last 5 years that's bet Kyler Murray to win the MVP at some point or drafted him on their fantasy team. You'd be hard pressed. Now he's coming into this offense. Kevin O'Connell, quarterback genius, blah, 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 blah. Are people sleeping on the Vikings, Steak?
Oh, you want to go first, Greg, since you are limited time?
I'm good now. We got a potty. We got an M&M for going potty. We started the Lion King, so we have 15 minutes of that. So I went Steak to start because I'm kind of coming in from a lot of stuff going on right now.
Okay. As Jeff mentioned, I'm a Vikings fan. I know we have a few in the chat. You're not going to like a lot of what I have to say because, unfortunately, I just hate fans that can only say good things about their team. It just drives me nuts. I literally won't even listen to them talk about sports. The Vikings are interesting because you said it. They went 9-8 last year with a combination of J.J. McCarthy, who was a meme, Max Brosmer, who should never have been in the NFL in the first place, and Carson Wentz, who don't get me fucking started on Carson Wentz. When you mention that and the fact that they had 28 different offensive linemen combinations last year, going 9-8 is actually pretty incredible. The defense is good. You went through the depth chart. The defense is good, but can be great because you said Brian Flores is one of the best defensive coordinators in the NFL. He is the best. He is the number one defensive coordinator in the NFL. And it sucks you will never get to have the opportunity to watch this unit be coached by someone else, so you could truly understand just how good Brian Flores is as a defensive coordinator. It's put up or shut up, but it's not just put up or shut up for Kyler Murray, because Kyler Murray gets the best receiving room he's ever had. Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, and Jawan Jennings, who I see Phil Zutley throwing some shade at Biev for saying he could be a wide receiver 1 on other teams. Maybe not, but he should definitely be a wide receiver 2 on other teams. He's definitely been one of the most underrated and reliable fucking wide receivers in the NFL. So if Kyler Murray can't make it happen with this receiver room and Kevin O'Connell, he's donezo. But it's really put up or shut up for Kevin O'Connell, because Kevin O'Connell made a decision. He said, let Sam Darnold walk. I call it an ego move. You let Sam Darnold walk because you thought you could make it happen with J.J. McCarthy when J.J. McCarthy was nowhere near ready to play NFL football. And then Sam Darnold goes on and wins the Super Bowl. I don't think many people looked stupider or had more egg on their face last year than Kevin O'Connell. I think this is a good team. I don't like T.J. Hawkinson anymore. I think he's washed. And I don't like the running back room. Aaron Jones is washed. I was kind of underwhelmed by Jordan Mason. Maybe if this Claiborne guy can be Kyle Monangai, we'll be all right. But I think it's a pretty bad running back room, pretty bad tight end. One of the better offensive lines in the league, one of the best defensive coordinators in the league. It still depends on quarterback play. I just think the ceiling is low for the Minnesota Vikings. Like, I don't think this is a Super Bowl capable roster. I don't think this is a 13-win roster. I think it could be a 10-7 team. I think we could make the playoffs. It's just, I unfortunately think that's the ceiling.
Are you cooked? Thought that was really well said. I think you touched on just about every point. I am concerned with T.J. Hawkinson. He is a non-factor in my opinion. He may as well. Him and Kate Otten should just go play golf and start a podcast.
People really like Hawkinson.
They have for a long time. Cornfields, listen. Cornfields is one of the smartest, sharpest bettors that we have in this community. But I'd be like, hey man, what do you like for the Vikings today? I mean, 8 weeks out of the year, it was like T.J. Hawkinson over receiving yards. I'm like, please God, can we stop? He's not a legitimate tight end anymore. And then the running back thing is kind of a big deal. One more question, and then we'll go to Greg. I don't know if you answered. If you did, I apologize. Last year, again, it was not even debatable. The Vikings were one of the trendiest teams going into the season.
Correct.
Do you think it's been kind of quiet, or do you feel like you hear people loving this Kyler Murray fit with Kevin O'Connell and Justin Jefferson, or do you think people are kind of sleeping on it and they're almost a forgotten team because now you have teams like the Bears and Caleb Williams coming into play?
Less hype than last year, but it still exists for sure.
Okay.
It's out there.
Okay. All right. Fair. Greg, what do you got on the Minnesota Vikings?
Yeah, so I mean, if you look at this, they by far have the best defense in this division, which is promising. I'd love you mentioned Dominic Orange. Big Citrus is one of the best nicknames out there, which is going to be fun. Yeah,
love that.
Yeah, and this Steak, you guys didn't mention the GM. I don't know what the true story of like KOC and the GM were on who took McCarthy. Obviously, the GM's getting blamed. The guy didn't draft a Pro Bowler for 4 straight years.
Oh my God.
That's brutal. So this year what I heard was it was kind of they didn't have a GM when they did the draft, so it was kind of a GM by committee with everybody weighing in, but it sounded like Flores kind of led that with the guys he wants on defense. So even though they lost some guys, I like Flores having some kind of real pull in there to set his defense up. The huge question here is quarterback, and there's 3 guys you could say, and none of them are an answer. But I do think they're able to get there on a committee type approach. And really, if you look at Kyler, 4 of his last 5 years he's been injured. I think it sets up nicely for Kyler to kind of come in, have a good run of games in the beginning, probably get hurt. They have a brutal stretch, 4 games in a row of Lions, Bills, Packers, 49ers. Mm-hmm. And I think in that realm is where the dark cloud comes, and maybe Kyler gets hurt, maybe have a Carson Wentz start or 2, maybe J.J. McCarthy comes in and gives us another year of memes. But down the stretch, they play 5-7 at home. So I think they're going to start kind of hot, hit some turmoil, and then close strong. I'm just going to take their win total. I think this is a low floor, low ceiling team. Like they're almost like the Steelers of years past, even though this defense is better than what the Steelers have put out there the last few years. But I don't see them being able to get to 12 wins, but I don't see a world where they go below 8. So for me, I'm going to take the win total. I think this will be a fun team to watch week in, week out. I love Flores. So that's where I stand on these guys. Also, Steak, I'd like your input. Is Jet Offensive Player of the Year worth a dart?
Okay, real quick, I'm going to answer that, but Rude Bets just rated with 90 viewers. W Rude Bets. Somebody put the parlay in the chat. I ask it every day. I see a lot of Justin Jefferson love, and I understand why, but I think it all kind of goes together. Like, if you're backing the Vikings, it's relying on Kyler Murray's success. And if Kyler Murray has success, Justin Jefferson will be right back where he belongs as a top 3 receiver in the league. So I think there's a few different ways to attack the Vikings, but they all are completely tied up within each other. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear. I haven't really looked at Offensive Player of the Year other than CD, but I might throw a dart on Jet as well. Just if Kyler's good and if he plays with 3 quarterbacks and puts up big numbers, man, that's pretty strong.
I like that. I mean, look, if you think, again, kind of talking about the Bears, like if you think this team is going to be good, there's a chance they could be really good. So there's like always like taking, it's like kind of a baseball guy. Rude Bets, thanks for the Ray. Hello, everyone. We can compare this to baseball. If you like a guy hits, runs, and RBIs, you sprinkle a little bit to hit a home run. Same thing with a team in the futures market. If you think a team's going to be good, you like Kyler, Justin Jefferson Offensive Player of the Year, maybe Kyler, I don't know, is he up for Comeback Player of the Year or something like that?
He's an option. I bet him to win MVP.
I think he's 40-1. The problem with Comeback Player of the Year is Patrick Mahomes is on the board.
Yeah.
Bingo.
You know what though?
There's no value.
Well, hold on. Yeah, there is. Every other number's bumped. Kind of like when Scotty Scheffler is playing a slapdick golf tournament. Like you could throw a small wager on another player to win Comeback Player of the Year. You never know.
Here's my pushback to that: is Scotty Scheffler still has to win the slapdick tournament. I literally think all Pat Mahomes has to do this year is breathe on a football, and he's going to win.
Yeah, he's so beloved by all these voters that I don't even think he needs anything crazy to get it.
Okay. Yeah. The, I guess for the Vikings, let's maybe just go through the schedule and then let's go back and go through the Packers schedule. Greg, if you have enough time, and then I know
do want to touch on the Vikings schedule because or not even schedule, but how they ended the year last year. So they won 5 in a row to close it down.
Mm-hmm.
And literally only one time their quarterback went over 200 yards passing.
Yeah. That's right. It was against the Cowboys.
Yeah,
so it was a very easy schedule too. It was the NFC East opponents, and so I'm not trying to glaze them all that much. But again, a win is a win in the NFL, and I think the fact that you took that season and still went 9-8 is kudos to what they were able to do and end on a high note. So let's talk about it. It's a rough start. They get a bye in week 6. So here are the first 5 games: home against the Packers, in Chicago, and then they go to Tampa. They come back home. Well, it's not that rough of a start, I guess. Come back home for the Dolphins, and then on the road against New Orleans. So what do we think they are in those first 5 games? Home against the Packers, at the Bears, at the Bucks. Start with that. 1 and 2?
Yeah, to be honest.
Home against the Dolphins, at the Saints. I think they can be 3 and 3.
I think, well, it wasn't games, right?
There's 5 games. They can't.
My
be
bad.
3 and 3.
My bad.
I will give them both those wins and put them at 3 and 2.
3 and 2.
I see the first before the bye. They're 3 and 2.
3 and 2. Bye week. Then this is where it gets very hard. It's probably one of the most 4-game stretches in the NFL. But before that, you get a home game against the Colts.
Coin flip.
Okay.
You think?
Yes. Do you think Vikings will be like what? Big favorites in that game?
I think that you got to count that one as a win if you're counting at the Saints as a win.
Yeah, that's fair. I think both of those are technically coin flips.
Especially off a bye.
Count it as a win. 4 and 2. Let's see where we get.
Okay. Then you go to Buffalo in week 8.
Call that a loss.
Sorry. You go to Detroit.
Yeah,
Call
this
the
next
loss.
stretch, if you can go 1 and 3 here,
Yep.
I think they'll hit their
Here's
win.
the stretch. At Detroit, home Monday Night Football against the Bills, at the Packers, at the Niners, but it's an international game. Lions, Bills, Packers, Niners. 3 of them are on the road.
1 and 3. So then they would be 4 and 5.
Okay, 4 and 5. You get 2 easier games. Home against the Falcons, home against the Panthers.
Going to need to win both.
Right. So let's call it 6 and 5. Let's give them that. Short week on the road against the New England Patriots on Thursday Night Football.
For me, that'll be a loss.
Yeah, that'll probably be a loss. 6 and 6. Home against the Lions for Sunday Night Football.
I mean, I have the Vikings splitting with their division rivals this year. They do a lot of that.
Sure.
It's not in the NFC North, no one team really consistently dominates the other. So the home games against the division rivals, I'm happy to count as wins, and the roads as losses. But would I go out of my way to say the Vikings lose 2 games to anyone in the division? Not really.
Cool. I think that's fair. Let's give them 7 and 6 with a win against the Lions at home. Then you get the Commanders.
I'm going to call it a win.
Home, by the way, I forgot to mention that.
Call it a win.
8 and 6 on the road in New York, Week 17. It's going to be cold. Dome team, Kyler Murray against the Jets.
Kyler Murray's dead at this point.
I'm going to go ahead and call it a win, 9 and 6.
And then you get home against the Bears.
Is that the last game?
Yeah.
Last game.
We missed one then.
No.
I think we missed the Packers.
We lumped that into that 3 and 1 and 3.
Oh, that was.
Did we?
Maybe we forgot the Colts game.
No, we said the Colts game for sure.
All right, well, hold on. Let's go back.
Yeah, I stand pretty firmly where I stood, 9 and 8 or 10 and 7 for the Vikings.
Okay.
And I don't think it gets a lot better.
Okay. Greg, you agree or disagree?
Yeah, like I said, they're going to be somewhere between 11 wins is the absolute highest. I think 7 is the absolute low. I would even say 8. Like, they're right there. They're going to win some games because of the defense alone, and that's what I'm betting on here. Personally, I'd prefer if Kyler Murray wasn't even there, as much as I think J.J. McCarthy's terrible, but it is what it is.
Could Kevin O'Connell could win the Coach of the Year again. I mean, Stefanski did it.
Yeah.
Again, I don't think the ceiling's high enough that he can.
Yeah, right. Probably have to win the division. All right, let's go to the Packers schedule. 10.5 win total.
I get a run.
All right, Greg.
9.5 win total. Bye, Greg.
Sorry.
Since
Bye,
Greg left, should I catch up all the stream streaks and stuff?
Please do.
All right. Lieutenant Goose resubbed 55 months. W. Matt 2 Frosty 7 stream. Waka 10 stream. Tailing Dawes 7 stream. MM Malcolm 15 stream. Shamway 7 stream. Zach T resub 24 months. Thank you, Zach T. Swizz 50 stream. JJ Miles 55 stream. One upped him. Don't Fade resub for 46 months. We had a hype train. Then Rude Bets rated us as 90 people. Knee Grittamom followed us. And Austin PIEP 325 stream fucking streak to close it off. Thank you, everybody. We appreciate it.
Thank you, everybody. Yes, we do. All right. I gotta tell you, this is not a very difficult schedule for Matt LaFleur to get fired first. So I'm gonna still take it. I'm gonna stand on business, but we're gonna walk through this, okay? What?
Do you think you think it's like known knowledge that Austin PIEP is Peep?
Nah, I'll give you that one.
Would you read it like that?
Austin Pipe.
I almost said Austin Pipe, which sounds awesome. You
Pipe.
should consider Austin Pipe.
Yeah. If you listen, PIEP, you can't. It's not that hard. Anybody, you got to accept that might. You hear it a lot because it's hard. You hear that a lot because it's hard. PIEP, just deal with it.
If my last name was PIEP, I legitimately would go to the courthouse or wherever you have to go, change my last name to Pipe immediately.
Yeah.
I am now Austin Pipe.
Austin Pipe. What the fuck is wrong with that? Peep or Pipe? Which one do you want to be? Peep, it's not that. I wouldn't correct the goddamn person. You guys can't read. Sounds like nobody can read in your life if everybody's telling you it's Austin Pipe.
Okay. Oh, T-Rain Picks. I probably said that wrong too. T-Rain Picks, 7 streams.
Anybody that wants to correct you on how to say things can get fucked. That's what they can do.
No, we're not telling people with 325 stream streaks to get fucked. We're just
no, you can get fucked. I would like to see them.
Pipe.
This is what I want to do. Anytime somebody corrects us and has a problem with our mispronunciation, do a fucking stream 2 hours a day, every weekday, and I'm going to sit here and I'm going to fucking Austin Peep you and wait till you say something wrong. I'm going to go, blah, 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 fucking smack the keyboard around. Assholes. If Jamie Lowe tells me to simmer down one more time, I'm banning him. I'm fucking banning Jamie Lowe. I don't care what his stream
We've
streak
lost
is.
control. You want to go over the Packers schedule?
I don't care what Jamie Lowe's fucking stream streak is. I don't care that he gargles Krabs' balls because he likes Virginia Tech. I'm so over Jamie Lowe and his shitty attitude for the last month. Never have I seen anybody do a fucking 180 like Jamie Lowe in the fucking chat nonstop. The shittiest attitude.
I will say this. He's been putting some positivity out there. I just don't think you've noticed. So maybe there's an issue where Jamie Lau thinks he only gets recognized when he says something negative because you only talk about when he's saying something negative. But he's been throwing some positivity out there. Can we see people's comments? Like, is there a way to do that in the background?
Yeah. Go to his messages.
I don't know
Find
how
me
to do that.
one.
I'll do it after the stream.
I'll correct myself.
He floats around YouTube and Twitch a lot, so it's tough. I don't know. Lau, low. I don't fucking know.
Went from low to low in the same sentence. Yeah, whatever. Anyways, let's get back on board.
Yeah.
At the Minnesota Vikings, home opener,
So,
Green Bay Packers.
kind of what I said. I'll just, for the NFC North is so tough and close, I'll give the home teams the wins and the road teams the losses.
Road teams the wins, home teams the losses. Got you. So
you want
it's
to
gonna be one and one
address
regard.
Jamie Lowe's comment?
No, what'd he say?
What'd he
I missed
say?
it.
He said he loved you, Jeff.
He doesn't mean it, dude.
See, that's now I think you're.
Don't you remember when he started being an asshole? He said, I'm a Jeff Foxhole guy, and immediately started insulting me. And you said, wow, that's so weird. Jamie Lau just said he's a Jeff Foxhole guy. Now he's slandering you. You're going to get duped again.
Okay, at the Vikings is a loss.
I thought you just said they're going to win the road games.
No, they're going to lose the road games.
Oh,
win the
got
home
it. Okay.
games. Yep.
0-1. 0-1 on the road in East Rutherford, New Jersey, playing on the Jets.
Win.
The Jets. Win?
Yep.
All right, 1-1. Home, Thursday Night Football against the Falcons.
Win.
2-1. In Tampa, week 4.
I'll say loss.
2-2. Home against the Bears.
Win.
3-2. Home against the Dallas Cowboys, Sunday Night Football.
Ooh. In Lambeau?
In Lambeau.
I'll say win.
4-2. On the road in Detroit.
On the road in Detroit, loss. 4-3.
Home against Carolina Panthers, Thursday Night Football. Wow, 2 Thursday Night Football
Win.
games? Okay. On the road against New England.
Loss.
5-4. Home against the Minnesota Vikings. Here's your
Win.
split.
6-4.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I keep doing that wrong. 6-4 going into week 11 bye. It's a good bye week for them.
Yep.
They're going to need it. Immediately you come out of the bye week and you play, it says at the LA Rams on a Wednesday.
Jesus. It's a loss anyway. It doesn't matter what day or where you play that game, they'll lose.
Is this the game that's in like Australia or something?
Probably. 6-5.
6-5. Then on the road against the Saints.
Win. 7-5.
Home Sunday Night Football against the Bills.
Ooh, they're at home. The Bills. You're not going to like it. I'm going to call it a win.
My God, you got fucking Matt LaFleur's balls in your fucking face.
No, I certainly don't, dude. I certainly don't.
So what is that? 7-5?
8-5. There's only
Sorry.
there should be only 4 games left.
Yeah, you're right. Home against the Dolphins.
Win. 9-5.
9-5. On the road against the Bears. Christmas.
Loss. 9-6.
9-6. Home Monday Night Football against the Texans.
Ooh. It's going to get hairy here. What's the last game?
Home against the Detroit Lions.
Okay, they're going to lose to the Texans or the Bills, one or the other. So I'll give them the loss with the Bills. That'll put them at 9-7. I'll have them the win against the Detroit Lions at home, 10-7.
You mean the Texans, not the Bills?
Sorry, yes. So 10-7 for me.
Here is the problem, Steak. I got no real issues with what you just said, but here is the problem. I'll tell you what the problem is. It's a big problem.
Yeah.
You gave him a win at the Jets, home against the Falcons, home against the Panthers, and at the Saints. One of those games is a game Matt LaFleur loses because he does it every year. So which one are you going to change?
Incredibly fair point. I'm going to change none, but doesn't change the fact that your point is absolutely fair.
Yeah. All right. Matt LaFleur's beating fucking all the teams he should beat because that's what Matt LaFleur does. Yep. Jets have no chance of beating the Packers. LMAO. I bet we would have said that about fucking Zach Wilson. And let's not no chance nothing. New rule in the show.
Yeah, we can't no chance nothing with Matt LaFleur.
Yeah, fucking
Can't do it.
break. Give me a break with the no chance nothing. Didn't the Eagles lose? I lost my Eagles last team undefeated bet because in the same fucking week, the Niners lost. Brock Purdy and the Niners lost to who was that moron playing quarterback that they lost to against the Browns? Is that Brissett? No, it wasn't Brissett, was it?
Yeah, Brissett's not a moron. I don't know. It
No,
could have been
it's not a
Deshaun
moron.
Kaiser.
No, I don't think it was Kaiser. I forget who it was. And then the Eagles lost to Zach Wilson. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, the Packers lost to Joe Flacco.
DTR, thank you. The Niners lost. Yeah. So listen, hardened bets. I got nothing against you personally. This is to everybody who says no chance something's happening. It's sports, man. Anything can fucking happen. Let's stop that. All right. So you are giving the Packers 10-7, but you are doing that with LaFleur being un-LaFleur-like and beating the Jets, the Falcons, the Panthers, and the Saints, and the Dolphins. Malik Willis revenge game. And the Dolphins. That's 5 games.
The Dolphins are going to be horrendous. I
understand that, but I'm just saying, just so we have this on record, talk about what the fuck we're going to clip. Where's Greg? Get Greg's bitch ass up here again. I want to clip you having Matt LaFleur winning all 5 games he should win because that is not happening.
What Richie's saying they almost lost to Joe Flacco. They won. I thought the Browns beat the Packers last year with Joe Flacco. Didn't they? I think they did. I think they were like 13-point favorites.
Hold on. Before I rip anybody a new asshole.
No, we're not ripping any new assholes. It's not. We don't even have time for that. ZDZ bet resub for 15 months. Shout out this bitch is what he said. Sean Beasy 7 stream streak. Have a day, Jeff and Steak.
Thank you very much. I would like to just so people understand, because I understand you get brain fog, things happen, you forget. I forget a lot of times too. The Cleveland Browns beat the Green Bay Packers in week 3.
I already know what's happening. Jovan pointed it out, different games. He probably played them twice. He played them once with the Bengals too.
He beat the Bengals. He beat him with the Bengals 27-18 at home. He did not cover. He beat the Arizona Cardinals 27-23. Did not cover. He lost to the Panthers on the road 16-13. And by the way, they tied the Cowboys, the worst defense in the NFL. They tied the Cowboys.
Yeah, that was so electric for my Cowboys under win total. God, that was electric. Because Cowboys were good in that game. They probably deserved to win, but yeah.
I will say this. I'll give, listen, because again, I do respect things about the Packers and players on the Packers. They won 4 straight games when they went into Denver, and I cannot forget this. I bet the Packers in that game. I'm almost positive. They were winning that game, and then I think that's when Micah Parsons got hurt and everything went to shit. Does that sound about right?
Yes, it does. It does. If the Green Bay Packers can keep it together until Micah Parsons gets back, I might like the Packers. That's all I'm going to say.
They were up in that game 23-14, and then the Broncos came back and won. Yeah. So, okay. Steak, we gotta shut it down early. I'm going on a fantasy show with Chuck Bass. I think at 1:00. He's a fun guy who does a great job with fantasy. But I believe BTL is back. We are going to be doing
back in studio.
We're going to be
doing.
You
saw Krabs missed Trent's birthday dinner. Krabs missed Trent's birthday dinner. You want me to be honest? I give him a pass, but you know who's I think then deserves glaze? Jovan for showing up.
Hold on.
He slept in, dude. He fucking did a 24-hour stream. Gets a pass from me for sure.
Did Jovan take a nap on the 24-hour stream?
I don't think so, dude. I think he just played a whole lot of college football.
I'm speechless.
Really? I thought you were going to give him a pass. I like to focus on the good over the bad, so I think Jovan should be glazed.
What time was dinner?
I don't fucking know.
Well, you knew that he slept in. You don't know what time.
I just literally read the chat. It was very evident what happened.
If it was a 5:00 dinner, I will give
7:30 says Jovan. 7:30 Central. That boy must have been snoozing deep in around. I'd love to see Krabs Aura Ring numbers.
I would too. No, that's not good. That's not good.
Damn. I don't know why I brought this up.
You're gonna let him off the hook?
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
You are such a bitch, dude.
I'm not, dude. A 24-hour stream looks so hard. I would
I
have
agree.
zonked the fuck out.
I agree
The
with
only
you.
thing I'm taking away is that Jovan for fucking getting up and making it. I wouldn't have win.
I give Jovan so much credit. He unbelievable job by him. But hold on, because Krabs, and my reaction is like this because I have high expectations for Krabs, and I did not think Krabs would be a guy that would sleep through a birthday dinner at 7:30. I understand he did a 24-hour stream. He also got to take a snooze, but hold on. If I'm trying to math here. That's 11 a.m. That's 11 a.m. Central where he's done.
He had 8.5 hours.
Crazy. If you had 5 hours, I get it. Go to sleep. You got to be exhausted.
Okay. I have one more question. I have to go in 2 minutes. I got to meet the teacher for my daughter. I can't be late. We would never do a 24-hour stream, but something was brought up yesterday. 2 12-hour streams. Saturday, noon to midnight. Sunday, noon to midnight consecutively. What would you need to do that? Just answer it and I'll go.
I don't know.
Okay, well, think about it because I'm going to ask you again.
Does that
during
mean
football season? 100% Sonny Dutchy.
Does that mean you want to do it?
I want to talk about it. That's what I'm saying. I want to talk.
But we have to be in person if we actually did it.
No problem, dude. That's got no problem with that.
Dude, 1,000 subs minimum.
Yeah.
Minimum. Probably more than that.
Yeah.
What about you?
It's around there.
Oh, you don't have your number?
Yeah.
You want me to go first?
I want you to go first.
You're such a bitch.
Yeah. I got to go.
Bye.
All
right. Great job, everybody. I can't believe it. Honestly, this is what I'll say. This is what I'll say about Krabs. By the way, great job everybody on the show today. Great job, Greg. Great job, Steak. We persevered. We powered through. I hope nobody else has to deal with these technical difficulties, but we're doing what we can. I know that I can. Oh my God, look who it is. Remember when I was talking to you guys about prime bets? He's here. And he's still making cocaine jokes. You got to be a little bit better than that. Prime bets. I was actually wondering where you went. Are you, so you were Oklahoma, and then you were Oklahoma State. Are you bouncing around the Big 12? What's the next team that you will switch up on and join? I cannot believe Krabs slept in and didn't make it to dinner. I'm not gonna say I lost respect for Krabs. That's not true, because I can't say that. That's a little hypocritical, because I couldn't even do a 24-hour stream. I couldn't do a 24-hour stream with a 2-hour nap. Again, a 2-hour nap would make it worse. So I give him credit. I couldn't even imagine how I'd feel. I just think if you give yourself 6 hours to sleep, that should be enough to get up, take a shower, and make it out for dinner. Am I wrong? He must have been having the sleep of his life. I cut him slack for sure after that snooze through alarm clock. You slept for 11 hours after the streams? Dreaming about the Commander Super Bowl. Yeah. Jeffrey, you doing subs tonight? What is that? Yeah, I just didn't expect it. If you were to tell me like Rav or Biev or whatever, sure. 6 hours, take a shower, you're ready to go to dinner. You're probably going to feel a little bit weird. That's fine. Have an espresso if you need to. Benihana's good. I've never been to Benihana, but I've heard it's good. I say it's good, and I just tell you I've never been. You're probably like, what the fuck are you talking about? I've been at Kobe Steakhouse. I know what it is. I know what hibachi is. It's great. But I've never been to Benihana. People in New York love Benihana. I went to a bachelor party with my wife's now husband. I couldn't believe I got invited. It was very nice of him because he went with like 15 guys that he went to University of Buffalo with. And I'm very glad he did invite me. We went to Austin. And again, I'm not the biggest Austin guy, but we had a really good time. We did the Lake Travis thing, which was really fun. These guys, this is one thing I learned about something. You know, there's like people, I'm man enough to admit this. Like, I'm a diehard Notre Dame fan. You're not going to find the most fun people at the University of Notre Dame. Sorry, you're not. That's why they have such a hard time recruiting too. Like, You need to be a little bit of a nerd. You need to be a little bit of an introvert, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. The people at the University of Buffalo, they fucking party, and they're sick fucks. They're sick. Like I'll tell you what, BK is a little bit of an exception. Like BK doesn't give me the vibes that he's like a hardcore party animal, but he might be a little sick and fucked in the head. You know what I mean? I'm me freaky like that. I'm not freaky like anything. I'm boring. Jeff and what are you talking about? You said your wife's. Oh, I always do that. I keep saying that. My wife's friend's husband. I say that. That it's obviously it's a stupid thing I keep making a mistake of. My wife's friend's husband, and I'm very glad I got invited because it was a good time. I don't really like Austin. We talked about this. I don't really like Austin. I'm sure I've been on Austin 3 times. Austin is like everybody moved there and they just took that bumper sticker a little too seriously. Keep Austin weird. And everybody moves to Austin and it's like they're trying so hard to keep it weird. It's like, can everybody just relax? And New York has the same problem. Everybody comes to New York and it's like New York is such an open, diverse, welcoming place. That's fine. But like, I feel like sometimes when people come here, it's like, okay, let's ramp it up. You know, now I'm really going to try. If you're just weird and different, naturally, I have no problem with that. I don't care. I like different and interesting people. I don't want just a bunch of fucking boring plain Janes who think alike and look alike. You know what I mean? Part of the reason I love New York is I love the diversity. But something changed and shifted in the progressiveness of a city like New York, where now everybody comes here and they treat this shit like it's Halloween. I'm not kidding. Everybody comes here and it's like, okay, I'm gonna dress up in a fucking costume. I'm gonna walk around and I'm just gonna be as weird as possible. That's what people do nowadays. It's honestly, it's like if you're just normal, you're an outcast. I kind of think like Austin is like the knockoff of that. You know, that was the vibe I got. And also that strip with all the bars sucks. What's it called? 6th Street? Sucks. I like Rainy Street. If I have my geography correctly, it's 6th Street is this long street, and then Rainy kind of goes like this. And Rainy was kind of cool, but it's small. It's small. Yeah, keep in mind I'm older, so I don't care for this shit anymore. When you're young, you probably like that stuff. You go to 6th Street, awful. You know, Rainy Street is way better than. Yeah. 6th Street's for underage? Yeah, sure. 6th Street reminds me of Thailand. That's hilarious. So, anyways, I don't even know how I got on this topic. How did I get on this topic? What was I talking about? Is there anything? Do I need? Fade the Panthers tonight. Was there anything else? Rainy is now all massive office buildings. Only a few bungalows left. That's too bad. And I stayed in an Airbnb in one of those bungalows once. It was cool. I liked it. And I went there for 2 bachelor parties and a wedding. And we went there for a wedding. My wife and I took a trip over the river. You know, it was like a little bit more local. I will say, to give Austin its credit, I went to a fucking place, like a real authentic, I don't know if it was Mexican or whatnot, but like you walked in, it was like kind of sketchy, kind of not, you know, you walk in, we sat at the bar. It was like a diner-ish and had tacos. Unbelievable food. Also, I'll give Austin more credit. You want another one? Funny, Jamie Louch, funny joke. Can you, any better material? You got prime bets with the cocaine jokes. Jamie Lau, 10 minutes later, is still saying your wife has a husband. Can you guys just get a little bit better? But anyways, Emmert and Rye is a restaurant I went to in Austin. I think my buddy recommended it to me. This guy, Tony. Tony knows ball. Emmert and Rye is unbelievable. It's one of the best restaurants I've ever been to. Again, big. This is probably like 7 years ago. That's when I became a big like sitting at the bar guy at restaurants. Do you guys like sitting at the bars at restaurants? I like sitting at the bars at restaurants. I really enjoy it. Yeah. Any of you lovely people going to be here in Canton for the game? No, you're talking about bachelor party though. I don't know. You finished your story. Yeah. There was also one of the better strip club experiences that we had. Steak and I for his brother-in-law's bachelor party was a good time. I forget what it was called. Horseshoe, the golden shoe. The golden something? Not a golden sombrero. What is that? Is that where you get pissed on? Sitting at the bar at a restaurant doesn't work for 4+ people. What? Oh, yeah. Definitely 10. I would say 2 people. 2 people. 2 people. Where's Trent, Ricky Supreme? Where do you think Trent is? It's 11:57 Eastern Standard Time. Where do you think Trent is? See if you can answer your question. Jeff, are you going to be hungover after pick out of the park? Probably. Yeah. Golden shower. That's what it is. Yeah. Peppermint Hippo in Toledo is just, interesting. Peppermint Hippo? I've never heard that name before. Peppermint anything. Spearmint Rhino. I never heard of peppermint. Oh, it's like a knockoff. Spearmint Rhino, Peppermint Hippo. That's kind of fun. Yeah. I'd sit at the bar with you, Jeff. I don't know, Jamie. Listen, I'm going to give you a chance because for a long time you've seen like a decent guy in here. Something changed in the last month and a half. I don't know what happened. Need an attitude adjustment, if I'm being honest. Any glasses that pick it at the park? I can. No, I'm not going to knock anyone's light. I've told you this many times. Fighting is very stupid. I'm not a fighter. Anybody who's just like, oh, kick your ass, you're a moron. Sorry, you're a moron. What do you want to do? I've told you. I punched a kid in the face. His jaw got broken, and I had fucking to worry about paying medical bills and getting sued. Nothing cool about it. Nothing. It's not cool. If you can't figure your shit out over words, you're a moron. And I worked at a club for 6 years. You know how many? You know who the people were that fought? Morons. You can do better than that. I'm a moron. I'll fight them for you. Thank you, money. Yeah. Sometimes you're not going to change people. Some people are just going to want to fight. They're going to have to do what you have to do. I got beat up on course last week from Tom. I don't even know who that is. I'm too old to fight. Yeah, exactly, dude. Who am I going to fight? I'm almost 40 years old. But who am I going to fight? I got bad knees. I pack a powerful punch. That's about it. I've already told you this. If I was to get into a fight, if you have reach and you have stamina, I'm done. I've got probably like 15 to 20 really good seconds before I'm gassed. And if I connect with you, it could be a problem. That's it. I've got power. That's legitimately it. But Biev knows this. All my power is gone once I'm tired. You know what I'm saying? I played Biev. It was 5-0 before I could blink. I was dying couldn't breathe. I was fighting for air. 5-0 in a basketball game to 15. I don't think I can really put into words. State kept saying he was so disappointed with me. I could not breathe, dude. You know how hard that is to play 10 more points of basketball, running for rebounds, defending, all that shit when you can't breathe? Yeah, I would get my ass kicked if I make contact and you don't go down. I'm done. Man enough to admit it. Can't be a tough guy acting like you're going to go out and not lose a fight and kick everybody's ass. No. Box you, Jeff? Probably. I'm not boxing anybody. I would box for a workout. It's a great workout. The two best workouts you can do, boxing and swimming. If you know that, you know ball. Fight your nutritionist. Thank you, Greg. Kind of could use a nutritionist. Greg could be a nutritionist. He's a good nutritionist. He told me fruit till noon. It's actually a very, very good. Problem is I need carbs. So I had a piece of toast today. I did. I went to a bakery. I went to a Polish bakery. I asked the ladies there. I love Polish. You know why I like Polish? I like Polish people in general. You know why I like the culture, the Polish culture? They're just no nonsense. No nonsense. You know, a lot of other cultures are like that. For some reason, the American culture is always just like, oh, I'm just going to tell you what you want to hear. You know, my wife, she has friends who are Spanish and Asian. Spanish and Asians, like the parents, they're so brutally honest. Like we saw our parents and like the parents, the first thing they said was just like, oh, you look a little fat. That's what they say. Say you look a little fat. Can't say that to Americans. It's insulting. They'll probably fight you. Somebody can tell me I look a little fat. I am. Greg tells me I'm fat every day. Yeah, they don't care at all. They're like, oh, before they tell you hello, they'll tell you you're getting a little fat. I love that. What is there not to love about that? You know what I mean? 40 grams of protein and fruit in the morning and you're dialed. So here's the thing. The only thing is I've realized I kind of need carbs, which sucks because doing this for 2 hours requires energy. I get fired up. I put some energy out here. You know, I do need carbs because if I don't, I've realized I hit a wall. A couple years ago, all I would really need is a juice. Remember the green juices? A couple years ago when I had the house in Orlando, I was making a juice every morning. I do need to start drinking more juices though. I felt really good. I'm starting to feel a little bit better. Yesterday I'll tell you the truth. You want a confession? I'll tell you the truth. So I made chicken thighs. I had chicken thighs for dinner 2 nights ago. Yesterday, I had leftover chicken thighs and rice for lunch. That's right, fat girls. You remember those days. So I went to, I had a work happy hour. I went there about 6:30 to 8:30. It's a true story. Not proud of it. Greg, are you still listening? I'd prefer you don't hear this. What's up, C-Mock? No, I had a yogurt with protein, a banana, and a piece of toast. That's what I have for breakfast today. And I burn a lot of calories. Yeah, I can't fast because I need energy for this. Do you want to know what happened to me last night? Yeah, Greg, earmuffs. All right, I'll tell you the truth. So I go to the happy hour. I had 2 drinks. Remember, you got to be disciplined. I got a long weekend. I had a rum and Coke. Diplomatico is my favorite drink, or my favorite rum. I had that with a Coke and a lime. It was delicious. Then I had a rice lager. It was so goddamn good. It was so good. I'm trying to do liquor before beer. I usually like beer before liquor, but I am trying. I don't know if it's a myth. Beer before liquor, never sicker. Liquor before beer, you're in the clear. I'm trying to do liquor before beer. So I did that. Feel totally fine. 2 drinks. There's the problem. So I took the train on the way in because it was raining. Well, I get out and it was a nice night. It was just like, you got a good buzz. It's a nice night. And say whatever you want, but I love the city bike. I do. I just love it. I love riding around the city. And I'm going to be better about not recording with my hands. I got the Meta glasses now. So I city bike home. It's about a 28-minute ride. Okay. I'm cruising. I'm vibing. I'm everything, whatever. And I'm going down First Avenue in the East Village. I got to piss. I got to pee. I have about 16 minutes left in my ride, but it's very bumpy. And my bladder is just, and I'm like, oh my God, I got to pee. So I got to 5th Street and 2nd Avenue. I'm looking for places to pee. Now I'm an expert at this. I know what to look for. So I know there's a good looking bar. I find a city bike dock. It's a good looking bar. If I went to that bar, I probably would have had to throw down one more drink. So I didn't go to the bar. But I respect businesses, so I want to be a customer. There's a pizza place. Now, most pizza places don't have restrooms, but there's a pizza place that looks like it has a restroom. Okay, I think it was called like Marinara Pizza. So I go in there. I've never been there before. Kind of looks like it's not going to be very good. I go in there. I act like I'm a customer, whatever. And I'm like, fuck it. Piece of pizza's $4.50. I'll just buy a piece of pizza. I'm kind of hungry. All I had was the chicken thighs and rice at like 5 o'clock. You know what? I'll get pizza. I'm not a cheese pizza guy, but I was like, give me the lightest pizza you got. I know what it is. Cheese pizza. I didn't ask the guy what the lightest pizza is. So I got a cheese pizza. Okay. I get a cheese pizza. Thankfully, they had a restroom. It was working. No line. I go in. I take a great piss. I come out. Pizza's ready. It's hot as fuck. I take this pizza out. I'll show you. This pizza. See what you guys think. This is funny. Is anybody enjoying this story so far? Or is it just a horrible story? So, okay, follow me. Anybody following me? Okay. So I stop. Remember, you know where we're at right now, right? I stop. I take a piss. I get a cheese pizza. And I tell myself, I'm like, I probably won't eat the whole pizza because the pizza is going to be bad. So now I intentionally am getting a pizza that's going to be below average because I won't eat it. I'm going to take a piss. This is about as perfect execution as you could imagine. And then I'll go back to my city bike and I'll enjoy the remainder of my ride home. So this is the pizza. I can't really see it. It's not really doing it justice. Can anybody see that? Yeah. Oh, there we go. You can't really tell it. You can't really tell it's cheese pizza. It's very greasy. Does not look good, right? Does not look good. Thank you. You guys agree, right? I got to tell you, pizza was pretty good. No, I was not faded. I would tell you if I was faded. I got to tell you, I looked at that pizza. It was a very thin, which I wanted. Again, I don't want to eat like shit, but I need something. I had to be a customer. I got a cheese pizza. I get this pizza. It's greasy as fuck. I dabbed it with the napkins. Call me a bitch. I don't care. I got acid reflux. And I said, this is great. I'll take a couple bites of the pizza. It's not going to be very good. I threw it away. That pizza was good. I ate 85% of the pizza. And I'm not proud to admit it, but I fold the pizza. I'm eating it like this, making my way, start to get to like, there's like this much of the pizza left. Then I started eating the crust. So basically I finished the pizza from the front about maybe 60% of the way. And then I started eating the crust. And I probably should have stopped about halfway through, but I finished the crust. So the part of the pizza that I threw away was like the back end of the pizza. That's my story.